Good morning, you beautiful souls. And I'm talking to the two beside me, the two on that side of the screen, to everybody. Good morning. Welcome to it. It's going to be a purpose-driven, as we always do on a Monday, inspirational morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show as we celebrate, I want to say the unsung heroes, but I think we get it. I think we understand how important they are and what they do for our community. We're going to be chatting to our local firefighters amidst, of course, fire season, probably one of the most intense that we've ever had here in the Western Cape. And from fire drills to trying on the uniform, we're going to get stuck in.
Hang on. Who said trying on a uniform? Who's doing that?
That's brilliant. Like you volunteered. You volunteered for this. Okay. We are going to have a lot of fun with them, but I think we're also going to be highlighting the seriousness of the situation and the situations that they find themselves in when battling these fires. So we're going to have a good morning with them, sit down, chats, workouts, uniform trying on. It's going to be amazing, man. And then, of course, something very exciting. I know Graham has been involved in a big way. The Golden Baker Search, it is on. And this time around, it's a Valentine's edition, and we can't wait to see the talent that comes from this competition. I mean, dude, like it's judging from what you've been telling me, it's been amazing.
We've been through a few iterations of this before. We have seen what it does for not just the winner, but for the finalists. Just that bit of confidence, yes, but the opportunity to plug into that network is incredible. So I cannot wait to see what they produce for you
today.
There's
so much happening right now in your Feel Good Breakfast Show. And it doesn't stop there, because we also have entertainment ticked in a huge way, because we've got the stars from the Mzansi Ballet ahead of the Gold Rhino of Mapungubwe Ballet Show. It's going to be an absolute classic. The 7th to the 17th of Feb at the Pam Golding Theatre. But let me tell you, we've got every reason to inspire you to get those tickets and move along with them. I'm telling you, it's going to be an epic show.
So
I'm moving a lot today, actually.
You're going to have to do a little bit of everything, from ballet to firefighting. We've got every box literally ticked. But of course, you're going to have to get to work. You're going to have to make it look like we actually have a job. And we're going to do the news for us in just a moment. Let's connect with you on social media this morning, get that conversation going, and of course, keep it going for the next 3 hours. And of course, you can hit us up on our WhatsApp line if anything really makes you excited this morning. But we wanted you to please share with us this morning a piece of advice to get you out of bed and conquer that day. And I love this. You speak to anyone who is being challenged, and often the most difficult part of their day is just getting up. It's just getting yourself moving and out of bed. So what mantra do you use? What do you say, Mr. Motivational?
Look,
hey?
I often say this to you in the morning, Mzansi, but again, I'll remind you right now, I think if there's any reminder that you need, is the fact that you have life inside you. And with that means you have an infinite amount of potential to do almost anything you put your heart to. And with that, I think it's a gift. So wake up, use that gift for something incredible, and know that anything is literally possible. With that, man, I'm up and ready to serve you.
I'm ready to. I've got goosebumps. I'm ready to go, man. I'm just imagining Drickus next to me on this side and Darren Thomas on this side. Wow. Nothing is going to hold me back. No, it's going to be that kind of day. So please jump on board. Let's get this train out of the station and start with those official duties. But please keep your motivation coming throughout the day. We really do need it. But let's set the tone for the day with some of those news and then some majorly important sporting headlines. Yeah, baby.
Williams!
Thank you so much, gents. 3 minutes past 6 o'clock. It is your Monday morning. Let's start off with your news headlines and taking a look at your national news first and foremost. More than 500,000 South Africans registered to vote this past weekend. Now, the Independent Electoral Commission, the IEC, says the registration process, that is 23,303 registration points, mainly ran smoothly. 34,293 people registered online, while 67,200 visited the IEC's website. The IEC says South Africans can continue to register online or at their nearest IEC office until the president announces the election date. Now, some 14 million citizens of voting age in South Africa, mostly young people, are still not registered for the upcoming national general election. And to commemorate International World Wetlands Day, the Department of Water and Sanitation has urged the public to preserve and protect wetlands. Now, World Wetlands Day is celebrated around the world each year to raise global awareness about the importance of wetlands for human well-being and a healthy environment. Now, for this year's celebration yesterday, the department partnered with the Western Cape Wetlands Forum to host previously disadvantaged learners from the Attie van Wyk Primary School at the Magic Forest near Durbanville. Now, this offered them the opportunity to participate in environmental awareness programs. Making international news headlines this morning, Namibia's Vice President Nangolo Mbumba was sworn in as president just hours after his predecessor, President Hage Geingob, passed away yesterday, aged 82. Now, Geingob was receiving treatment at a hospital in the capital, Windhoek. He'd been diagnosed with cancer and revealed details to the public last month, shortly before leaving for the US for treatment. Now, paying tribute to his predecessor, Mbumba said, and I quote, "Our nation has lost a liberation icon, but we remain calm and stable owing to his leadership." President Geingob was the chief architect of our Constitution. And further abroad, US President Joe Biden yesterday released details of strikes in Iraq and Syria. He says these strikes targeted facilities used by Iran's Islamic Revolution Guard Corps, the IRGC, and affiliated militia groups used for command and control, weapons storage, training, logistics support, and other purposes. Now, the IRGC is believed to have armed and trained the militant organization behind last weekend's drone attack that killed 3 US soldiers. Biden added that the strikes aim to deter these groups from further attacks. And we'll end up with this story a little bit closer to home. A South African entrepreneur, Neo Huturi, who designed a smart locker system that improves access to healthcare, has won a major award for African engineering. Now, recognized by the UK's Royal Academy of Engineering, he received 1.2 million rand and a medal from Britain's Princess Anne during a ceremony in London. Now, celebrating a decade of its Africa Prize for Engineering Innovation, the Academy highlighted local problem-solving tech. Now, from 12 innovations across 6 countries, Huturi's Box emerged victorious. Deployed in 123 facilities across South Africa, Namibia, and Botswana, Box reduces wait times for chronic medication. Huturi's journey began with a pilot program in 2019, gaining momentum and recognition. He views the prize as a catalyst for further expansion, turning obstacles into opportunities. Beautiful story indeed, and congratulations. That's your news headlines for the 6 o'clock bulletin. Your Monday morning is now underway. Let's take a first look at your sports.
Let's start, well, I have to start with some footballing news, don't I? Let's start with Bafana Bafana, as they have secured a spot in the 2023 African Cup of Nations semi-finals. That was after a dramatic 2-1 penalty shootout against Cape Verde at the Charles Konan Banny Stadium on Saturday. So the match ended in a goalless draw after extra time, with goalkeepers Ronin Williams and Vozina making critical saves. In fact, Williams emerging as the hero, stopping 4 of Cape Verde's penalties. Bafana will now face Nigeria as a result in that first semi-final at the Stade de la Paix in Bouake on Wednesday, the 7th of February, while the Ivory Coast, they will take on the Democratic Republic of Congo in the other semi-final, and that's on the same day, on the 7th. That's this Wednesday. Now let's turn to cricket, and defending champion Sunrisers Eastern Cape have secured top spots after completing a 5-wicket win over the Paarl Royals in their SA20 encounter at St. George's Park over the weekend. So despite the Royals posting a pretty hefty 159 for 7, Sunrisers' Themba Bavuma's crucial innings guiding them to victory. So the Sunrisers will face the Durban Super Giants in qualifier 1. That's at Newlands tomorrow, while the Royals, they head down, or up rather, to the Wanderers for the eliminator against the Joburg Super Kings, and that's on Wednesday, and I think that one's going to be a tense affair. Now let's bring it back to the English Premier League for some more football. In Arsenal, they shook up the Premier League title race with a stunning 3-1 victory over Liverpool at the Emirates. Bukayo Saka, he's had a phenomenal start to the year, and his early goal set the tone, followed by a bizarre own goal from Gabriel Magalhaes just before half-time. You don't often see that. That leveled the score then, Gabriel Martinelli capitalizing on a defensive mix-up to regain Arsenal's lead, while Ibrahima Konate's second yellow card then further intensified Liverpool's woes. Leandro Trossard's injury time goal then securing the 3 points, and now closing that gap to Liverpool to just 2 points and propelling Arsenal to second place on the table. Then, of course, the international rugby kicked back in this weekend, and Scotland secured a historic 27-26 victory over Wales in their Six Nations opener, ending a 22-year wait for a win in Cardiff. So despite leading 27-0 early in the second half, Scotland faced a stunning fight back from Wales, who scored 26 unanswered points. The nail-biting win now marks the end of Scotland's 11-match losing streak in the Welsh capital, and boy, did they not fight for that one. After round one of the Six Nations, we tally the score. Ireland securing top spot with England second and then Scotland in third. And we're going to delve a little deeper into AFCON. I think Lorenzo has just wafted into studio. We'll touch base with him in just a moment. Right now, brand new week, brand new weather. Let's take it in.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Yes, let's dive into all things weather this morning. And believe it or not, but for the first time in several weeks, the SA Weather Service has no fire danger warnings this morning. However, it has issued a yellow level 2 warning for severe thunderstorms with strong gusty winds, excessive lightning and heavy downpours expected to cause localized damage to infrastructure and short-term disruptions of power supply and communication over the western and central parts of KwaZulu-Natal and the eastern parts of Mpumalanga and Limpopo. Now, on top of this, a heat wave with persistent high temperatures is expected over the Sada Batman district, the Chris Hani district, the Raymond Mashlaba and the Amashlati local municipalities of the Eastern Cape and the Central and Little Karoo of the Western Cape. Now, this all until at least tomorrow. But from our weather news, we dive into one of our favorite parts of the morning, and that's our sunrise view of the hour. Now, this one was sent in by Gail Doyle all the way from Gordons Bay. And it looks like this was shot just in the yard, potentially. I see some foreground of a house, but more importantly, look at the shot, revealing a beautiful, beautiful crisp cloud and some lovely hues coming through. I absolutely love this one. Thank you for sharing this. And of course, keep it coming. The sun is slowly rising up, and I'm looking forward to these pictures. The number's 063-408-8863. For now, though, let's see exactly what temperatures you can expect on your side of town.
It's a very special weekend. Why? Because Bafana are through to the semi-finals of AFCON.
Can't believe it.
No, I don't think any of us can believe it, but this team now have to get past Nigeria. Lorenzo is here to tell us what they need to do that. We were joking off camera a little bit earlier, Riley and I, saying all we need is one really good performance in a tournament like this.
One goal.
Just one goal, 1 point. However, we'll take it, just one. We're going to delve into that in just a moment. And of course, we want to share some weekend highlights as well. So let us know what you've gotten up to, and we'll connect with the gang and share some of their picks and highlights from the weekend as well. We'll see you on the other side.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. Thank you so much for joining us after what I'm hoping was a bumper weekend. The boys look proper spent when we walked into studio this morning. That says to me that we left nothing out there this weekend. We, of course, are going to be connecting with you throughout the show, so please keep those pics coming. We thought we'd connect with these energetic young men and find out what you've been up to, dude. So how was your weekend?
Oh, it was beautiful, man, apart from last night, obviously. The Liverpool-Arsenal game. It was an awful ending to the weekend.
We've been skirting around it, my friend. I'm sorry, man.
It's fine, though, man. It was really awesome. I got an opportunity to take my dogs and the lady out for a weekend. So, long story short, one of my pups had a torn ACL, had it repaired, and we haven't had a chance to take her out for a while. So it was the first time back just being out on a proper walk. We got to take her to the beach. That's her on the right-hand side. So it was just a really awesome spot that we went to. It's called Roman's Bay, just past Gans Bay. Beautiful time away. Just could disconnect and just get out in the ocean and be on my own, man. You know, it was beautiful.
Only you would have a dog that gets a sports injury, bro.
I know.
How does your dog get an ACL? Was it competing in some world championship or something?
He was just doing whirly-whirlies and twirlies. He was stepping in the garden. But how crazy is it? They took
But he was doing it really fast.
really fast, man. They took a piece of nylon, actually, and repaired it. So it's been quite an interesting process. He's currently doing aquatherapy, guys. I'm going to try to get a video later on once I do get a session.
It must be the sweetest thing ever, dude.
A treadmill in water for a dog. Like, what's
I've
going
seen
on?
those.
Not
I've
even
seen it with
humans
sausages.
at this level.
Oh,
Crazy.
man.
Awesome.
But yeah, man, it was a good weekend. I just got to spend time with them and just like really reflect and recuperate and just take some time for me again and fill the cup up. I mean, it's always good to do that because really society and everything else can just
Especially
draw
now,
so much
really.
energy out of you, especially this time of the year. So it was absolutely perfect. I'd encourage everybody to go do something for yourself, especially alone time.
You got it, man.
Throw your kid off and run, man. Just
go do it.
not so fast that your dog pulls an ACL.
Yeah, look,
yourself, Ian?
on my side, it was a busy week. I was up in Josie Thursday, Friday. I was doing some work up there, so flying back Friday evening late. And then just chill. Like you said, that disconnect is so important. And it was all about family time. The boykies, we took them surfing on Saturday and Sunday.
Nice.
We spent hours in the water. Their surfing is coming along greatly. And then we went to chase some sunsets, man. I took my boy. I said, listen, man, it's going to be amazing. So, I mean, look at those pictures. We live here, man. We live
What
here.
beach is this?
This was just past Dadestein.
Oh, yeah, like Malpo side. Oh,
Malpo side, yeah.
That's
and
like
we just,
the land of sunsets, eh?
Ah, man, it's beautiful.
buddy,
It was the
you're
most
going west,
incredible sunset on Saturday night.
How come your picture I couldn't see the sun? Was it your biceps blocking it there?
No, because my boykie took it, man. I think he did a good one. So, I mean, look
Oh,
at...
there's buys in the way there,
Look at
man.
sorry, the buy's on the way, man. But I mean, it was beautiful, just holding a bit of sun there and just spend some time, dude. And I think that was the most enjoyable part of my weekend, is just to shut down and just disconnect and spend time with the family. My beautiful wife was even in the water bodyboarding. She was in there. She was going.
Matter of time, dude. Yeah.
It's amazing, man. So we had such a good weekend, and yeah, I wish I felt a little bit more recharged at this stage, because let's be honest, this year went from 0 to 100 really quickly.
No, I figured it out. I figured it out. Last year didn't end, guys.
It's
That's the thing. It just carried on.
It's last year's 2.0.
Straight through it. Exactly. Look, I had some very kind of very private parties, like baby showers and things like that. So
nice,
anyone who's terrified, I'm going to send out pictures, don't worry. But I basically just sat there the whole weekend thinking about Drickers. I just sat by a window.
I can't blame you, man.
And just dreaming
This
about
man,
that wonderful day.
He's been on an emotional roller coaster for the past couple of days.
Oh, man, what a treat. So I've just got to
Yeah.
thank the whole team that brought Drickers out and everyone that kind of brought him to the people. Thank you so much. I know that a lot had to kind of shift gears for that, and so many people are feeling like I am feeling this morning.
And you had an emotional roller coaster, not just on Friday, right, seeing our champ come back, but the weekend also had something quite interesting.
There's something in the water.
Yeah.
There's something in the water. Of course, I think maybe we should bring through the real professional to talk a little bit of sport here, because Bafana did something truly incredible. They needed some major heroics from Ronin Williams. 4 saves in a penalty shootout in one of the biggest cup competitions on the planet. Lorenzo Doris is here
get
to
in
tell
here,
us
brother.
exactly how it all happened.
Yeah, we doing?
I don't know. I feel sorry for this man. I need to give him a hug, eh?
Don't worry.
Give him a hug.
He'll
This is
feel-
not about the Premier League right
it's
now.
all
We are
about the
talking
Premier
about
League.
AFCON, okay?
He'll put a fireman's outfit on just now and feel lacquer again. It's okay.
No, definitely.
Bafana are through, my friend. I don't think on the performance in the game, we felt like this was our chance.
Yeah?
But Ronwin had other ideas.
Yeah, Ronwin can start teaching me how to save money as well. So, yeah, he's teaching him Zanzi how to save, you know, everything. So he can save a PDF on his calculator. That's the apparent rumors that are going around. Ronwin, outstanding first player goalkeeper to get four penalties
I've never seen
out of
that
5.
before
I've
in my
never seen
young
that
life.
before.
Incredible.
People are calling Manchester United and saying Onana can leave. We can bring Ronin Williams in. So I don't know how you feel about that, though. That man needs to get a European contract soon.
I take that trade. I mean, this is the agility on him alone. Cheap as creepers.
Yeah.
I've never seen a goalkeeper of that size move the way he does.
Definitely.
There's definitely, like G says, something in the water for sure.
Because here we can
Just
see.
watching at it.
I mean, just look at this agility, this display of just absolute sheer, like, I don't even know what it is.
Yes.
He flies. It's a flying motion.
Flying motion with...
And it's almost like he didn't believe he was going to be that good.
And that's the thing about them. It's the fact that they've determined where some players are going to shoot, but it's never like that on the day. You have these superstitions that some guys are going to go the
they've
left
got
all
video
the time.
footage,
They've got
they've
video
got-
footage.
yeah.
But I feel that he put in so much work as the captain to stand up. You need a captain's performance for a team to make it all the way. And the other nice thing about this, it's on the eve of when we actually won AFCON in 1996, the 3rd of February. So it was absolutely amazing to see the boys go out there and channel that. And I spoke to Mark Fish last week as well, and he was like, you just can't wait to
Got the
see
feels,
what
yeah.
these boys are going to do, because he spoke to them and he could see the fire and determination in their eyes.
Can we win this in full time? Can we win this against Nigeria on the 7th when we take them on in the semi-finals? The Super Eagles don't play, yo.
No, they don't. They don't at all. It is the clash of Amapiano in Africa that's happening this.
Yeah, it really is, man. It's like
Who's really
The
going to
continent
take
is
it?
divided.
Is it going to be fet cook or is it going to be jollof rice? You know, I'm going to have both of it there, enjoying the meal. And I must say that I you know, as much as Nigeria is really big, they're physical, they're strong, I'm going with my boys. I'm going with them all the
We
way.
have to.
Can I just address something that I don't think we've discussed a lot, is that of our coach, man? It's
Yeah.
Hugo Bruce, right?
Yes.
Didn't this man take, like, Cameroon or something?
Yes.
They were rated, like, 66th or 62nd at the time. Took them all the way to
All
the
the
end.
way.
So, in my opinion, having a coach like this that's done it before...
Yeah.
With a country like ours, I mean, it's a little bit easier this time,
Yeah.
actually, if you think
You
about it.
can show that roadmap exactly.
Exactly that,
Yeah.
yeah. And what we rated in the
Players,
60s as well, this tournament. So, I mean, it's almost like this could be history repeating itself. eh?
Yeah, we're 66th at the moment, and we're struggling a bit compared to where the team was a few years ago. But Hugo Bruce has kind of been there at the bottom. He's just been filtering the players through. He had some problems with the PSL. They kind of sorted it out. He then listened to the fans. They wanted Zwane in the team. He brought him back. The commentator made a really good analysis of it. You listen to what the fans want and you try to incorporate it in the team.
Because
You
you
don't
need them
give
behind
in to
you.
them.
Yeah.
You don't give in to them. You try and incorporate them. He's done a magnificent job with players, but he's also looked at what's happening in the domestic scene. The champions of Africa are Sundowns.
Sundowns, what are there, 6 of them in the team or something?
Yeah,
5 of them or something?
11, probably. I think like
Yeah,
10
look, I don't think he had a choice there as well.
Yes.
But kudos to him, because we look overseas to the players that are doing well there, and we look locally to the players that are doing well here, because that works both ways, because you're also feeding that interest back into the local league, and that feeds into the local franchises. You need that kind of polarity. I'm with you 100%, and he is, as you say, the guy to take us all the way, if anyone can. Ivory Coast, DRC. This is an interesting one out of that. Who do you see going through?
Well, look, Ivory Coast went all the way. If you watch the game the weekend, they waited until the last minute to actually score a goal. And I was sitting on the edge of my seat, because I was like, is this another major upset? Because all the top teams came out on top this weekend, and I was hoping to see a little bit of an upset. It didn't happen. Ivory Coast is going to go all the way. Bafana is going all the way. It's going to be the host nation against the boys from 1996 trying to relive that glory.
Nice.
Yes, yeah, going all the way. We are taking it all the way there. 2 teams that you did not expect were written off from the beginning. We are going all the way. So, yeah, I'll get a Bafana jersey soon. I need a new one.
Thank you. I was going to say, if you're going to bet on a goal line, okay, you're going to bet on a goal line, we're going with 1-0, hey?
Yeah.
Or
Ooh, I'll take that.
Or
Yeah.
5-4.
with a year of 1 point, say.
And it's going to come in the 80th minute.
That's all we need.
Oh, yes.
You guys are making me nervous already, man. I hope it's more than 1 goal, and I hope it doesn't come in the 80th minute. I hope there's 3 goals in the first half, and then we're fine from there. But either way you slice it, Bafana are through to the semi-finals of AFCON, and you can catch both semi-finals this Wednesday, the 7th of February, right here on the SABC. And, of course, they start off with Nigeria up against Bafana. That's the 7 p.m. game, followed by the Ivory Coast, the hosts, up against the DRC. That's the late game at 10, and you can catch all of the action live on SABC Sport DTT Channel 4, right here on S3. It's also available on the brilliant SABC Plus and SABC Sport.
Yeah.
Guys, I must be honest, going into the AFCON, I mean, we all know that with tournaments like these, there's so many upsets, we don't know what's going to happen.
Juggle, man.
But I mean, I don't think any of us saw this coming where we are right now.
I don't think Mzansi saw this coming.
Yeah, no, dude, but I gotta love what you said, man. Ronwin's saving a PDF on a calculator. Step aside, Chuck Norris, my friend. Brilliant stuff. Listen, we are going to be taking a very quick break. Don't go anywhere. Volunteer firefighters with us in studio, giving us their, I think, literally first-hand insight of the experience of the insane Western Cape fire season that we've seen up until this point. We're going to do some workouts, and they're going to just give us a little bit of the seriousness of the situation.
We are going to do some workouts. It's going to be great.
That is for sure. Yeah, for sure. We've got some ballet coming through as well. It's going to be absolutely amazing. The Gold Rhino Mapungubwe ballet show from the Mzansi Ballet. They are here to inject a little bit of culture and some beautiful movements that Wild's also going to try. We'll see you now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and it's time to commemorate some absolute heroes. Yes, as the Western Cape's fire season begins with unprecedented intensity, we're extending our utmost gratitude to the brave volunteer firefighters who tirelessly battle to contain these blazes. And this morning we have the honor of speaking with some of these heroes to gain insight into their experiences and the challenges they face on the front line. And let me tell you, there are many to talk about. So let's give a big welcome to Claire Lotter, the CEO of Volunteer Wildlife Services. We also have NPC alongside Robin Munia, is a teacher and a VWS firefighter. And then Jeremy Rose, an environmental scientist and also a VWS firefighter.
On, we're gonna give them
an incredible panel of heroes right here, guys. Thank you. How are we feeling? It's been a tiring season already, I'm sure. Woo.
Yeah, like, you know what, I'm looking at this, so we obviously been following all the news headlines, and, you know, there was evacuation notices put in place, and then it was lifted, and there was flare-ups, and was put back in place, and it's all over. We've seen so many breakouts and fires, and I got to ask you, especially you guys, what is it like just stepping into that front lines of battling these blazes and keeping communities safe? Give us a bit of an insight as to what you experience.
Yeah, it's been an incredibly busy season for all of the fire services in the Western Cape. For those of us not in the province, it's an area where we have very hot, dry summers and very strong winds blowing, and of course that that leads to wildfires picking up. This season has been
conditions,
very dry conditions. This season's been particularly busy. We've had as you mentioned, I think unprecedented was the word you used. It's certainly the busiest since I've been involved in wildfire in the Western Cape. We've been busy since mid-December. Almost every day we've had crews going out and call-outs sent for more. So we're all volunteers, and we have about 300 volunteers across our bases in Cape Town and Stellenbosch and surrounds. And they work alongside many of the other agencies, the national parks, the Cape Nature, the municipalities, and we send our crews out to help when there are fires and when they ask for us. So it's been incredibly busy, and I think maybe Robin can just talk about how many fires we've been doing over the past few weeks alone. I think everybody's really, really stretched and
I'm sure.
really, really struggling this year.
Yeah, I mean, Robin, it has been going on, I mean, since I think the intensity started December period, to be very honest. We're now already in Feb, still going at it. What's the sort of feeling been like on the front lines, not only for you as firefighters when it comes to the challenges you're facing, but also the impact you're having on the communities that you're actually helping? Because at the end of the day, there's some really incredible work that's happening here. It's not just the fact that you're slaving away for the environment, but there's communities, there's people that are loving and appreciating your services like no other. You've had a chance to see some of that?
Yeah, definitely. I think it has felt relentless is the word that comes to mind.
Relentless, yeah.
Yeah, I think with the big Simonstown fire started kind of towards the end of December over Christmas period, that it really felt like we'd had a busy season. We had a brief lull, and for the last 2 weeks, it's again been relentless. But it has been really good to see the community come out and support us and all the other agencies. We felt appreciated, and it's made us, you know, able to get up the next morning and go and do it again.
Yeah.
So,
Look,
yeah.
I don't think we can fully understand what you guys are going through when you're in the moment and battling these fires, because we were talking blazes of, I don't know how many meters high. I mean, it's absolutely incredible. The heat, the smoke, everything that goes with it. But it is so damaging to our environment, Claire. And I want to ask, you know, from your side, fire safety. I mean, yes, we have wind, we have very dry conditions, but in terms of these communities and the local surrounds, what advice can you give at this stage, seeing and experienced what you've been through? What can you tell, I think, people out there in communities in terms of just looking after the environment around? I mean, is there a way to safeguard ourselves and to stop fires from happening? What causes them, all of that?
Look, there are things that homeowners and people can do, absolutely. The FPAs, which are the fire protection agencies, do a lot of work in helping communities protect their homes. There's many programs they run as well. You know, they're a great source of information for people. There's a lot of literature out there, what to do if you are perhaps you know, potentially in facing fire coming down a mountain. There is lots of literature out there. The one thing I can say is please listen to reputable, you know, websites and sites and sources like your FPAs, your municipalities, and not just whatever happens on socials. You know, there are certain ones that really, please listen to the right ones.
Yeah.
That's one advice I can give. The other thing is to please make sure your fires are put out. People think that just because it's just, you know, you've kind of put a bit of sand over it. Once the wind picks up, you know, it really has to be cold.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of just covering it. Your fire needs to be cold, because a bit of wind can create a spark. And that's
one little ember.
It's one little ember, and it's the wind, and it's all the factors that surround that. So that's a big one. If people could just make sure they do that, we've already started.
And report it in. When you see smoke, when you see any sign of fire, don't assume that somebody else has done it. Make sure that you are calling those emergency numbers. If you're in Cape Town or the surrounds, there's a few numbers which are important, but the easiest one to remember, of course, is just 112 from your cell phone.
Just 112.
Somebody else may not have reported it. Make sure that you do that. And if you live on the urban edge, you live close to an area, you know, on the edge of the mountain, make sure that your home has some defensible space around it. We are not structural firefighters. We're wildland firefighters. We work usually up in the top of the mountain. But if we do end up on the edge of town, we like to see that there's some space where you can access around the edge of a property. There's some cleared space. You don't have vegetation right up against the houses. And when things do start to get interesting and you do have fires coming down into towns, listen to the emergency services. There were, as you mentioned, a couple of times evacuation orders issued in the Overstrand over the last few weeks. It really helps the fire services if you can follow those instructions, get out of the way effectively, and make sure that they have the space to do their work and that the roads are clear.
I got to ask, as volunteer firefighters, Robin, you're a teacher.
Yeah.
Jeremy, you're an environmental scientist. How does it work? Like, you'll be busy with your day job. Do you get a call? Do you immediately drop everything that you're doing if you're in a classroom? How does it work? How does your life work?
Yeah, so with my job, I unfortunately don't have one boss. I've got 27 little bosses that rely on me during my day-to-day. And so unfortunately for me, it's not as easy as just dropping what I'm doing. With us being volunteers, if we do get calls during the day, they usually come. We have basically a big WhatsApp group with all our members. We'll get a call from the partners, and we'll send out a request for our volunteers to respond. And whoever can respond, we'll put their name down and can go out. We generally will be able to get crews out during the day, but we're far better. We get far more responses from our volunteers at night and over the weekends when people are, have their downtime.
Yeah.
Oh, it is, of course, a stretch. We work, all of us have day jobs or are students or run businesses. So doing this as well is a lot. And it takes a lot out of our volunteers. This season has been, as Robin said, particularly busy. So as he mentioned, we'll have a call out that gets sent out, and if you're available, you'll respond, and then we'll put together our crews, and they'll go out with our vehicles to assist our partners. Usually at night. We spend quite a lot of time up on mountains in the middle of the night, and then you work your 12 hours on the fire line, and you end up back at work the next morning. A little bit smoky. Sometimes you have time for a shower. A little bit smoky and a little bit tired, but you feel that you've achieved something, and it's good to do that.
That's insane.
Claire, Robin, Jeremy, thank you all so much for the incredible work you're doing. I think on behalf of South Africa, I officially want to take this moment to say thank you, not only to your team, but all firefighters across the country right now that are sacrificing the most and doing the most to protect our community. I think from everybody, that's a big round of applause just to say thank you. We really, truly do appreciate you, and we can't thank you for all your service. I think we'd have some fun with you after this. So
looking forward to it.
Again, we'll get into some of the more interesting sides of what they really, truly go through. I'm going to be putting on a suit just to show you how hard it is to sacrifice not only your body, but going out there and trying to protect others. So it's going to get interesting. You definitely want to stick around for this. Nice chat, guys.
I love it. I'm just thinking about the 27 bosses who have just realized that their teacher is a superhero. I love it. Case in point, that's our motivation every day. I know if I can just get you, I will be inspired by the guests that we have. And it's so vital that you spread that positivity, which is why we asked you guys to share a piece of advice with us on how you get out of bed and go out there and conquer your day. What gets you going in the morning? And James Duke weighed in saying, good morning, right back at you, James. Discipline gets me out of bed in the morning, full stop. I love that. Most of us love the comfort and warmth of the bed, but in order to improve, you have to get out of your comfort zone. That speaks to probably every element of life. James, I love it. And Barley says, good morning, team. Wake up with a heart full of gratitude. I love that as well. I'm on that one. Remind and tell yourself that there's only one you, and that's your superpower. Either you run the day or the day runs you. She drops the mic as she leaves the room. Well done, and Barbie. Shobo saying, never enter any day with a negative mind. Be positive and expectant, because God can answer your prayers today. You guys are amazing. In fact, you're on fire this morning. Please keep that Monday motivation going. What gets you up and inspired every single day? We want to hear from you, and you can drop us a note on our socials, drop us a WhatsApp voice note. We don't care, just connect with us. And we're going to give you a lot to talk about this morning. The Mzansi Ballet are back. The costumes are exquisite, and they've got something truly special for you. We'll reveal those details on the other side of this. Cannot wait to reconnect with that powerhouse of creativity. Then, of course, the Golden Baker search is here. The grand finale kicks off with round one. We've got 3 days to work through. It's going to be tense. There are going to be some tears. There's going to be a little bit of sweat and possibly some smoke. It's going to be intense. We'll see you for that on the other side of this.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. We promised you ballet, and we're going to look at this incredible art form through a different lens this morning, and it is so South African. Joining us this morning is Dirk Barden, who is the founder of the incredible Johannesburg-based Mzansi Ballet Company and the man behind the Gold Rhino of Mapungubwe Ballet Show, coming to the Baxter Theatre this February, and it's already blown people away up north. Let's give him a very good, feel-good, warm welcome to the show. It's a Monday, so it takes a lot to get us up and moving, but I would imagine you don't require a lot because there is a lot moving around you at the moment. Congratulations on what you've done with this incredible ballet up until now. I know the premiere in Pretoria was incredible for the show, and I'm speaking not just about the show, but the response. How do you feel when you get to these marks? Because we're about to start a new run. You need to know that this is going to land because so much goes into every one of these productions. When you get that kind of response from a premiere, how does that feel?
Well, it feels like you have achieved your goals, and it feels like you are building something that is truly worthwhile. And I think it's the bringing together. I always say to people, my skill is really, I'm not creative, I'm not the choreographer, I'm the one that has the ideas and then have to bring together a team. And the team in the end is what makes it happen. The team of dancers, the team of creatives, the team of marketing people, and I think that is what it makes it all about. And when you sit in the audience and you have the old established ballet audience and the new young audience, and they both really react so beautifully to this incredible new ballet, then you feel like you're on the right trajectory. And I think that that's important, is that for so many years we have done the Swan Lakes and the Giselles and the Nutcrackers and the Sleeping Beauties,
and it has
which
a
are
place.
all fantastic.
Has
And it's
a
a
place,
wonderful, wonderful way to benchmark yourself. But it is time that we create something that is truly South African, because the world is really waiting to see what we can come up with. And I keep on saying the true issue of ballet diplomacy comes into play with a ballet such as this. So we have Cubans, we have Chinese in this production, and it's then taking and working with the Russians, taking something that they have all done so well, and you bring it back to them, but adapt it into something that is now ours. And on our closing night of the premiere run in Gauteng, I said, you know, up until now, ballet has spoken Russian, it's spoken English, it's spoken French and Danish, but now truly it speaks African. And I think this is what it's all about for me. It's really about taking true South African talent, such as the incredible design work of David Tlale, Andrew Botha on sets.
Powerhouses.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And then incredible businessman, Roel Khoza, that wrote the lyrics to his cousin brother, S.J. Khoza's music. That is just, again, a fantastic different angle. And then our musical team, to have something created in South Africa in 2023, 22, now in 24, is incredible. Mark Chain put the whole thing together, but working with Matthijs van Dijk, Mpomori King, who can play more than 100 African instruments, and getting the sound that so many people go, oh, now I can see the instrument that I've only always heard.
Yeah, or felt it. And absolutely. I think we understand the relevance of this because you're going to need South African ballet dancers to be as inspired by the art form 20 years from now, and that's going to require a different jumping off point. A South African, an African point of departure, completely. So well done for that. When you talk about the creation of these dance, when you tell a story through movement, that choreographer's role cannot be underplayed. When we talk about what Angela Reevy has contributed to this, so much has to rest on that. Doesn't matter how pretty the dances are, how amazing the costumes are. For centuries, this ballet is going to need to stand up. Talk us through the production itself. What do we get from the experience?
So when I heard about Mapungubwe and the story of the Gold Rhino in 2019, and immediately knew this was the ballet that I've been waiting for 30 years. The first person that I spoke to was Angela and her husband, Michael, and they were immediately in. Sadly, Michael has left the company, and Angela became my almost co-director and then absolutely the main choreographer. We had some work done by Mdun Tlapu, but Angela really took to the story. We went to Mapungubwe, we spent time walking up the hill, really sitting for hours with a storyteller from Limpopo called Ntumbateka, sitting with the musicians, sitting with Kolelwa Kashekatye, who had to ensure that we stuck to the actual story. We had, of course, a lot of artistic freedom to create some things, but to be very careful of cultural appropriation,
You've got to do it justice,
we had to ensure that we did all of that right. And then Angela taking the music and having what you used to have in the olden days, where a Petipa and a Tchaikovsky could sit together and say, compose 30 bars of this, 14 bars of that. That's what we were able to do in this. And she was just so inspired by the story. And then creating something that, as you said, will have to stand the test of time. But the way that she's able to take the different layers and the story and to just bring it all together with the costumes, with the sets, with the props, telling a story that just appeals to the broadest South African audience. And having choir, we have some singers from the State Theatre Youth Choir, having the dancers from Cuba, from South Africa, from China, having the youngsters that we have from our different groups. The two of the dancers that you will see, Joshua was trained in Switzerland, Monica from the Zama group, and now with the Waterfront Theatre School, bringing all of those together and really, really just building something that is so special to see. And I think this is what we really want the Cape Townians and the Western Cape audiences to know, is that you will see something that you have not seen before. And it's the whole production value. For the first time, we call it the Lion King of ballet, because it is such a broad experience on so many different levels, and that's really what we are trying to achieve.
Oh, I cannot wait to get a taste of this. Thank you so much for bringing some of these incredible young dancers here. We're going to keep this conversation going. What I love here is you start to feel that this is so much bigger than the sum of the parts. It speaks to culture, but most importantly, it speaks to this art form that is, without a doubt, the most magical way of telling a story, and now we get to tell our stories. And of course, you can plug into that directly. We will bring you a performance in just a moment, and we will keep all of the ticketing details up on all of our socials. The Gold Rhino of Mapungubwe Ballet is coming to Cape Town. It's going to be at the Baxter this February, and you don't have to wait that long because we've got performances coming your way on the other side of this.
Thanks, G. We are going to bless you with those performances throughout the course of the morning, so make sure you don't miss a minute of your Feel Good Breakfast Show. But right now, shifting focus just a little bit, we have 5 of the best home bakers in the country, and they are here to knock you off your feet with the greatest act of love ever, baking.
The way to our hearts.
Yes.
Now, ready to pull out all the stops to win the grand prize of 50,000 Rand in the Golden Baker Search Valentine's Edition. Well, take a look. It gets interesting.
Take a deep breath. The Golden Baker Search is back, and we could not be more proud to introduce 5 incredible foodies. Valentine's Day is fast approaching. Love might be in the air, but no love will be lost between these contestants as they battle it out for that grand prize of 50,000 Rand. And yes, a life-changing opportunity. So without further ado, let's meet our contestants. Welcome to the battlefield. This is your kitchen where you're going to be competing for, yes, that grand prize of 50,000 Rand. So let's break it down for you how it's going to work in this first session. 1 hour. That's all you have. 2 of you will not make it through to the next round. How do you make it through? You inspire us with your inspirational bake of love. With Valentine's Day right around the corner, I want something that represents the heart. It just has to be amazing, and it has to combine your Golden Cloud product and your Beacon Sweet confectionery. You've got to show that combination. You'll be judged on creativity, on design, and most importantly, flavor, flavor, flavor. Make them delicious. Your 1 hour bake begins in 3, 2, 1. Start baking. Let's move. Good luck. Oh, my word, and we are out the gates.
Valentine's Day is actually very, very important to me because on Valentine's Day, I celebrate my wedding anniversary. So I celebrate Valentine's in a big way.
I started baking in COVID because it was something fun to do, and I love it, and I'm still doing it. I love decorating cakes, I love beautiful cakes, and I think that's definitely one of my best skills.
I'm a full-time mom, community worker, and I love baking. I entered the competition because the prize money will go a long way for what we do in our community.
I'm a mom to 2 boys, married, dog mom, and I'm a home baker. Baking a heart-shaped bake in an hour is going to be a bit difficult, but I'm going to push through and give it my all.
I'm not someone who bakes a lot, so I think that will be an advantage because I'm not restricted in my thinking. The brief is what's scaring me because 1 hour is not a lot. You need to bake, you need to cool it, you need to decorate it. So yeah, that's the biggest thing that's worrying me.
Now the pressure is on our contestants to get it done. And of course, even more pressure on our judges to decide who is going to be our ultimate champion. So let's meet the judges in the hot seat. First up, the marketing manager at Tiger Brands, Roxy Naika. Then the marketing director at Beacon, Angel Musoni. Welcome, Angel. And then our longtime favorite pastry chef and food stylist, Sebastian Newman. What are your expectations?
Simplicity, simplicity, simplicity.
I love it.
And when it comes to flavor, again, a fusion of flavors, but just keep it simple.
What are the pressure points for you? What are you looking for today?
I'm specifically looking for how they're going to incorporate the confectionery. So I want to see chocolates, I want to see sweets. I really want it to look really indulgent as well as taste good.
Always. The proof is in the pudding, and that's it.
And we get to enjoy the results. An incredible judging panel with an incredibly difficult job to do. Yep, the table is set, the scene is set. 50,000 Rand is going to be won, but our contestants have to get through this hour first. 2 of them will not make it through. We're going to find out in just a moment if the secret ingredient really is love. Stick around. Whew.
Gee, man, I can see the man just salivating right throughout, but giving us every reason to be inspired to get involved in this one. And for those that are involved, we've got a lot to look forward to because we're going to be checking in on those from the Golden Baker Search right now and see how the competition's going, see how they're faring, and see what they are getting up to with their baking delight. So a lot to look forward to when it comes to this.
Exactly. All right. So we are going to take a very quick break, but earlier on we sat down with members of the Volunteer Wildfire Services. They are here, and they just give us an insight into what they go through when they are battling these blazes, but they're going to show us all that they have to offer. They're going to get in here, we're going to try on the uniforms, everything, and a bit of a workout for Ryle as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, it's going to be exciting, but lots to look forward to in your Feel Good Breakfast show, so don't go anywhere. See you after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on S3. It is a Feel Good Monday indeed. And this morning we are honouring members of the Wildfire Services, the Volunteer Wildfire Services. And listen, I can understand why so many children grow up saying they want to be a firefighter. Look at this. Get in here. Come on, man. Oh, wow. What an entrance. What an entrance. Riles, at you, buddy.
Right, who called? Where's the fire?
Hey, it's hot in here, my friend.
Let's do this.
Look at this. Oh, my gosh. Have we met? How's it, Jeremy? Jeremy from the Wildfire Services. So this is the uniform that you guys are going out and talk to me through what is special about these uniforms.
So it's nothing special about it. We wear 100% cotton. Cotton doesn't melt when you get too close to the fire.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of protection from that heat, but of course you're going to be hiking quite a long way up the mountain as well. So we don't want to wear anything that's too hot. We want to make sure that we can hike those 3 hours in, and then we can still work for the 8 hours that we need to be out there, and then get back down again in the morning. So.
But it is still hot.
It's warm.
How are you feeling?
This is supposed to be of your mouth like that, right? So you don't have a lot exposed. But already, I've just had this on for about 2 minutes. I can feel the sweat. I can feel that you can still move in it, but it is constricting. You do need a little bit of like strength just to be able to move around in this. So, geez, kudos to you guys for what you're doing in this gear. This is impressive.
So you're wearing a flash hood, which is this thing over your face, and of course you make sure that you cover up everything when you're getting close to the fire because you don't want to breathe in too much smoke. It protects your eyes, and you've got goggles as well, which make sure that you can see even when it gets
too intense. And I see here you have an incredible piece of equipment loaded with everything that you need.
Yeah.
So what do you have that's installed at the back there? You can just talk us through.
So this is one of our skid units. It's also known as a bucky-sucky.
A bucky-sucky?
A bucky-sucky. Effectively, it's a really small fire truck. It's a bucky loaded up with 500 litres of water on the back. It's got a pump, and it carries several lengths of hose that we can roll out, and we can fill that tank with water from a hydrant or from a dam, and then we can pump water up the mountain using the hoses to the fire.
Take it over quickly. I just want to quickly get something here at the back. I want to look at something here. Where is it? Sorry, I'm completely breaking.
Are you sure you're going to leave this man just grab things out of your bucket right now?
No,
okay. What do you
the picture? So this is obviously to whack the flames and try to extinguish it.
Beater. It's made out of thick rubber.
Feel the weight of that
this
thing.
This is not light, eh? Cheapers, bro. What is this, like 10 kgs at least?
Not quite, but
it's a bit
and
more.
then what are you doing?
To beat flame. So if you've got flame in front of you, you're going to lift it to about shoulder height.
Okay, not like that.
Maybe
you should show us rather.
I'm not wearing gloves now, but that's the movement.
To kind of extinguish that.
And you'll work as part of a team. You'll have 4 or 5 people doing that. Let's get you doing it. I'll grab another one.
Oh, my goodness. So now with the uniform, Ryle, and the equipment, and heat, how do you think you'll fare?
Bro, I don't know if I'll do so well at this. I need to get my conditioning up. I need to work on my fitness as well. I have so much respect for what you're doing. Thinking about the amount of hours that you'd actually spend, more or less, how long is a session for a firefighter when you are actually protecting or stopping a fire? Is there a time limit?
So a lot of our colleagues in the formal fire services will do 24-hour shifts at a time.
What?
Volunteers, normally we can get them out for about 12 to 18 hours because they've got to get back to work the next day. But yeah, it's long hours up on the mountain.
That is crazy.
It's a marathon, not a
12
sprint.
hours of this, 24 hours of this, you've got to be kidding me.
What does the body feel like? I mean, after a stint like this, I mean, in extreme heat, crazy conditions, I'm sure like dehydration is a very real issue.
Absolutely, yeah. Hydration is critical, and you start to test the limits of your endurance on fires like this. You're working in very steep terrain, very rough, rocky areas usually. Seldom there's footpaths or roads. You're kind of hiking straight up the mountain to the nearest part of the fire, pushing your way through vegetation. And when you've got all of this gear on, as you're experiencing now, it constricts your vision. You start to get a bit of a headache after a while. But all of it protects you. And really the fitness training, the endurance training that all of us go through every year helps us to work through that.
What do you see in terms of the height of the flames? Like how big are these blazes?
How long is a piece of string? We've worked so hand tools like we're holding now will be effective usually when flames are about 1 meter to 1.5 meters high max.
But even that is a lot.
How high can they get to, like, more or less? What's the highest you've seen?
60 meters.
60?
When trees are burning, it gets intense. And then, of course, there's not much we can do about that. Then you kind of pull back and you wait for water to help you out. We work with helicopters a lot of the time, and that's very effective as well.
Dude, I'm so tempted to reverse your bucky out of here. but we got to get ready for news.
Yeah,
if you don't
let's
mind
get back to
taking your
duty,
vehicle.
bro.
Do that.
I'm more than happy to do it for you.
If you want to play with the siren, I know that's
I would love to play with the siren.
There's a
I'll play with
whole
the siren.
pad with the
Hang on.
options, man.
Let's get in here very quickly. Where's the siren button?
All right, I'm going to carry on going into my firefighting mode. Like I said, Zanzi, this is absolutely incredible stuff, what these people are doing when it comes to fighting fires, especially in this gear. I'm going to see how long I can actually hold this gear on the show. Maybe I'll even do a newsread in it. But for now, though, Zanzi, it's time to listen to Ewan do his thing. Let's go, bro.
Oh, that sets the tone perfectly to get into our national news. It is almost 7 o'clock and time for us to recap what's been going on here on our local shores. In fact, it's 2 minutes after 7. So let's dive right in with our national news first. And here in South Africa, Labour Minister Thulas Nxesi has announced that the national minimum wage will be increased from 25 rand and 42 cents to 27.58 per hour from the 1st of March, and it matters. So Cosatu has welcomed the increase, referring to it as a positive one. Cosatu rather added that the increase would provide relief to more than 6 million workers earning within that national minimum wage range at the moment. Workers in the agricultural, domestic, construction, retail, hospitality, transport, security and cleaning sectors would benefit the most, it said. Then more than 500,000 South Africans have registered to vote this past weekend. The Independent Electoral Commission, or otherwise known as the IEC, says the registration process at its 23,303 registration points mainly ran smoothly, which is great. 34,293 people registered online, while some 67,200 visited the IEC's website. And the IEC says that South Africans can continue to register online or at their nearest IEC office until the president announces the election date. So all eyes firmly focused there. Some 14 million citizens of voting age in South Africa, mostly young people, are as yet still not registered for the upcoming national general election. I'll add to that, and this is my perspective, if you want your voice heard, you've got to shout it, and how you do that is with your vote. Now let's head a little further afield. On the international news front, in Chile, at least 100 people have died in forest fires in the country's Valparaiso region, and some 1,000 homes have now been destroyed. President Gabriel Boric has declared a state of emergency, understandably, and has made all necessary resources available for the alleviation of the situation. It's believed to be Chile's deadliest forest fire on record, in fact. Many of those affected were visiting the coastal region during the summer holidays. Adding to that intensity, and the Health Ministry has authorized temporary field hospitals to be set up, and medical students have also been roped in to help ease pressures on the health service. Now, bringing it a little closer to home, Namibia's Vice President Nangolo Mbumba was sworn in as president just hours after his predecessor, President Hage Geingob, passed away yesterday at the age of 82. So Geingob was receiving treatment at a hospital in its capital, Windhoek, and he has been diagnosed, of course, was diagnosed with cancer, and revealed details to the public last month, shortly before leaving for the US for treatment. Paying tribute to his predecessor, Mbumba said, and we quote, "Our nation has lost a liberation icon, and we remain calm and stable owing to his leadership. President Geingob was the chief architect of our constitution." So we certainly send our thoughts and prayers to our neighbor nation. Now we rounded off with a really interesting story concerning a very interesting chap, Elmo, the beloved character from Sesame Street. He encountered a wave of sadness last week when he reached out to his followers on X to inquire about their well-being. Well, don't open those floodgates. The responses revealed a common sentiment of feeling down, yet appreciating Elmo's concern. And this led then to Elmo's friends from Sesame Street on X, along with the main Sesame Street account, offering messages of support to those experiencing hardship. And I think there are many across the globe right now. And despite the somber tone, there was a hint of dark humor, highlighting the courage it takes to express vulnerability and to seek solace from a childhood icon. I think deputizing as an agony aunt in this case, and we love that. This heartening exchange underscoring the importance of checking in with friends and providing support during difficult times. In fact, you can do that right now as we go through a very positive time on the sporting front, in fact.
Thank you so much, Graham. A very positive time indeed. We'll start off with some football news. Bafana secured a spot in the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations semi-finals after a dramatic 2-1 penalty shootout victory against Cape Verde at the Charles Conan Banny Stadium on Saturday. Now, the match ended in a goalless draw after extra time, with goalkeeper Ronin Williams and Vosinia making critical saves. Now, Williams emerged as the hero, stopping 4 of Cape Verde's penalties. Now, Bafana will face Nigeria in the first semi-final at Stade La Paix in Bouake on Wednesday, the 7th of February, while Ivory Coast will take on DR Congo in the other semi-final on the same day. We are holding thumbs. The boys are making us proud. Over to some cricket news this morning. Defending champion Sunrisers Eastern Cape secured a top spot after completing a 5-wicket win over the Paarl Royals in the SA20 at St. George's Park. Now, despite Royals posting 159 for 7, Sunrisers' Tembo Bavuma's critical innings guided them to victory. Now, Sunrisers will face Durban Super Giants in the qualifier 1 at Newlands on Tuesday, while the Royals head to the Wanderers for the eliminator against the Joburg Super Kings on Wednesday. And then more football news. Arsenal shook up the Premier League title race with a stunning 3-1 victory over Liverpool at the Emirates. Now, Bukayo Saka's early goal set the tone, followed by a bizarre own goal from Gabriel Magalhaes just before halftime, levelling the score. Now, Gabriel Martinelli's capitalised on a defensive mix-up to regain Arsenal's lead, while Ibrahima Konate's second yellow card furthered Liverpool's woes. Now, Leandro Trossard's injury time goal secured the 3 points, closing the gap to Liverpool to just 2 points and propelling Arsenal to second place in the table. And then some rugby news. Scotland secured a historic 27-26 victory over Wales in their Six Nations opener, ending a 22-year wait for a win in Cardiff. Now, despite leading 27-0 early in the second half, Scotland faced a stunning fight back from Wales, who scored 26 unanswered points. Now, the nail-biting win marked the end of Scotland's 11-match losing streak in the Welsh capital. And after round 1 of the Six Nations, Ireland secured top spot with England second and Scotland third. That's a quick look and a roundup of your sports. We'll give you one more update at 8 o'clock. Stick around for that. Right now, roads are waking up. Let's see what's happening out there. Raul's got the latest.
Thank you, Ewan. And yes, I am back ready to serve, keeping on my outfit and seeing how tough it is to actually work in these conditions. But right now, we're working on the traffic. And moving to KZN in the Mgeni region, there has been a truck accident on the N3 near Lions River. Now, delays are expected, so please make use of an alternative route if you are passing through. We move now to Johannesburg in Midrand, and there's congestion on the N1 southbound between John Forster Drive and Olifantsfontein Road. And you can expect heavy delays in this area, so please do allow for more and added travel time when passing through. But anybody on the roads, buckle up, stay safe, and plan accordingly. From the roads to the sky, let's now find out what's happening when it comes to weather. Yes, once again, reporting for duty. Still got my gear on, and this time even more fitting as we dive into all things weather. Now, the Cape Wineland District Municipality in the Western Cape warned motorists last night that the Bainskloof Pass has been closed after a fire was reported there. Now, in the Overstrand Municipality, firefighters are engaged in cleanup operations after the fires in the Pearly Beach and Pringle Bay area were brought under control. Now, the municipal manager, Dean O'Neill, says firefighters are monitoring the area for flare-ups. And last week, the fire at Pringle Bay destroyed at least 4 structures and a house. Now, O'Neill requests the public to report any flare-ups as soon as they can. And meanwhile, for the first time in several weeks, the SA Weather Service has no fire danger warnings for this morning. Absolutely beautiful stuff, but we will dive into more fire-related issues in just a bit. For now, though, we celebrate our sunrise view of the hour.
And for this edition, oh, it's a beauty from Geraldo in GQ Gqeberha. What an incredible shot as the sun just beams up above the horizon. Looks like it's over a lake or a pond or something magnificent, but what a shot. Oh, this is an absolute winner. Might be the best shot of the week. We'll see how it goes, but keep these incredible views coming. The number's 063-408-8863. For now, though, let's see what we can expect for our temperatures in your part of town.
Well, it's not 40. Okay, so it's like small winds.
But come on, Uppington, stop showing off now.
I think most of us are
It's
thinking, like,
really
what does
hot.
39 degrees actually feel like? Because we felt 30 plus here, and people in Uppington are like, no, you don't want to know what it feels like. Well, what we really want to know, what it feels like to win money and win big, and today could be that day.
For sure. I mean, your Monday could end on a big win when you play today's Daily Lotto jackpot for an estimated 500,000 Rand. A lot of money that can get you through a lot as well.
I love it, but you can only win if you actually play. So enter. There are so many ways that you can do it. Let's start with getting them in store wherever you are closest to. You can go onto the website, nationallottery.co.za. Mobile app, you'll be able to find it in your app store. Cell phone banking, or simply dial *120 *7529#.
Exactly. We've also posted all of the details on our social media channels, so go check him out, go enter. It could just be your big payday today, but only if you ponder, pusher, play. Good luck, Mzansi. Someone has to win it. Might as well be you, right?
And somebody's got to win the Golden Baker Search, which is back. There is a furious amount of cooking going on. There are going to be a few mishaps. I have no doubt there will be tears, and there's a lot of nerves. I want to plug back into that on the other side of this.
And it's all about ballet, Mzansi Ballet in their house. We have the incredible Joshua Williams as well here, who's going to perform for us in just a bit. They're busy warming up, as you can see. But listen, be prepared to get your mind blown. Absolutely blown. We'll see you on the other side.
Upgrade to Hyperfiber uncapped home internet starting from 244 Rand a month, and stand a chance to be one of 5 to win a month of free unlimited Wi-Fi, 1 uninterruptible power supply unit, plus choose a school of your choice to win free Wi-Fi for a year.
Now WhatsApp 064 097 8822 with your power outage story, and then follow the prompts and the hashtag #PowerUpWithHyper. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You are tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on S3. And good morning to you if you've just joined us. So much excitement happening on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning. We saw it a little bit earlier on, but the start of our Golden Baker Search finale is well underway, and the bakes are starting to come together. It looks phenomenal. Now, it is time to check in on our finalists to find out what their game plan is.
Welcome back to the Golden Baker Search kitchen, where our contestants are firing up. We are seeing some amazing bakes emerging already and a very workmanlike attitude.
Today I'm making a spicy biscuit filled with cream and toasted almonds and drizzled with ganache. I've chosen to do the biscuit because I'm pretty sure that the biscuit's going to actually bake on time.
The plan is to make red velvet cupcakes with a vanilla center.
I'm not following my plan. I was supposed to put this in the oven already. Ooh.
I'm going to do my red velvet cupcakes. I'm going to mix the batter using the golden cloud cake flour while my vanilla pre-mixed sponge is baking. Hopefully it's going to bake quickly so that I can cut them in little hearts and then insert them in the center of the cupcake.
Alicia, I gotta say, I just want to dip a big fat spoon in there and start eating it already.
I'm making a heart-shaped chocolate moist cake decorated with strawberries and different types of frosting on top with a touch of gold. I'm using the Golden Cloud chocolate cake mix, extra milk and extra butter, and then I'm also adding the bacon chocolate into my cake batter to make it nice and moist. My cake is going into the oven for 45 minutes, and while it's baking, I'm going to work on my frosting.
Catherine, I want chocolate, and more chocolate. You are delivering.
I'm feeling fine so far. I'm just watching the time.
Good.
I'm making crinkle cookies, which is basically a chocolate batter. Into my cookie mixture, I'm adding Beacon Midnight Velvet chocolate to make it a double chocolate cookie.
This is a recipe that my boys like, and I make it with love, but now, because it's Valentine's Day, we're gonna try to create heart-shaped cookies. So
love it.
Let's hope it works.
Now, I know, Charlene, you have very special motivation for entering. I want to know, why did you enter the competition, and what are you going to do with your winnings if you take the crown?
What is motivating me is in our community is the kids that we work with and the pensioners we work with. So if I can win this, it will be of much help. I am making a chocolate caramel strawberry cake. The idea behind my decorations, it reminds me of my mother. She's no longer with me, and she loved strawberries very much.
Cooking mixture comes out the fridge, and now I need to roll the balls into cookies and in the icing sugar, and then I flatten them on the tray and into the oven.
My vanilla sponge is not cooking fast enough, so I'm going to have to scrap the hard idea. Plan B is now to use beacon marshmallows at the center, so when the judges bite the cupcake, they'll have like a gooey center of the melted marshmallows.
The time is ticking away fast. I want to see some smoke coming from your stations, the right kind, from speed. Keep that focus, keep an eye on the clock, and make sure you are keeping an eye on your bakes. You are almost there. In no time at all, I'm going to be giving you that countdown. Stick to it. Stay focused.
Our golden bakers are serving up all kinds of inspiration, and we cannot wait to see how it evolves and where they're going to take us next. Stick around right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Right now, it's time to work up a bit of a sweat.
All right, so I'm just having a one-on-one here because I didn't know we were going to be doing fitness, not only with this gear on, but also this gear on over here. I've got Bakwena here, man. How much does this weigh, by the way?
Roughly around 10 to 15 kilograms you got on there.
10 to 15 kilos, right? So what's happening right now is we're bringing awareness to the firefighters
or the firefighting happening right now and the fire season which is upon us. But what does it take to be as fit as a fireman? Well, this is a question we're going to find out right now. And the question is, how do they get in shape? How do they tackle this heart-wrenching sort of conditions that they have to go through? And how do they deal with everything? So I got Bakwena here, as I mentioned. He's going to be taking us through something special. Bakwena Atane is a firefighter, right? A volunteer firefighter. He looks fit. He's jacked. I can tell you that. And it's something that you definitely need to be tackling some of these fires right now. But I've got more questions than usual when it comes to fitness this time, because a rake, a hose pipe, if I'm even pronouncing it correctly, and all this weight on my back. What's going on, bro? Like, what kind of fitness is this?
So essentially, we're going to try and simulate what it's like to be on the fire line. And yeah, have all our kits with us, our tools, because yeah, essentially that's what we're going to be needing to fight a fire.
Okay, that sounds interesting, man, because already just standing here is tough with all this weight on my back. But take me through it. What sort of like workouts would you need? And maybe I think a lot of peeps at home that might want to replicate what you're doing, I think might even want to become a firefighter, want to test their skills out to see if they've got what it takes. So maybe this is a good place to start, right?
Yeah, so I'll be taking you through 4 simple exercises. We're going to be doing it in a high-intensity interval type circuit. Yeah, trying to get the heart rate up, you know, work on your cardio, but also your strength as well. So yeah, the idea is we're going to try and, yeah, put on a good burn.
Okay, let's put on a good burn. Excuse the pun there, but let's get straight into it. So what's your first exercise?
All right, so the first one, we're going to grab a Reiko.
All right.
And we're going to prop it up in front of us.
Yeah.
And basically this we're going to use for stability. We've got a bit of extra weight, so just to be a bit more careful. And we are going to do lunges. So we're going to do reverse lunges. So start just like that. And the other side.
The other side as well. Now, I know we're using the pole here just for like sort of assistance with the weight that we have, but I think anybody that's doing lunges or even squats, using a pole can be really effective to help you really focus on the muscles that you're using, get your form more efficient and correct. So I think you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone here, man. This is brilliant.
And it's a great way to get a good stretch. So to start your workout this way, really open up the hips.
And this is the kind of range you're going to be getting to in a mountain, right? You're lunging, you're going through awkward bushes and things, so you need to be able to do this quite confidently.
Definitely. We're on steep terrain very often, so having good mobility and good leg strength is, is crucial.
All right, functionality makes sense. As a workout, though, how many reps, how many sets?
So, yeah, it really is up to you. Roughly 10 reps is ideal, but you can also do it for time. You could do more reps or less reps with weight, body weight. It really is up to you.
Love that. I think guys at home can probably just replicate this by putting some weight on your backpack right now and seeing if you've got that firefighter within you. Okay, exercise number 1 done and dusted. What's next?
So next we're going to be doing thrusters, so we can put these Reikos to the side.
Okay.
So we're going to grab a length of hose.
And this is a legitimate like hose that you'd use out there, right? Whoa! What is this thing weigh? Is it not like 20, 30 kgs?
Yeah, more or less.
It feels like it. Okay, what on earth are we going to be doing with this?
So we're going to be starting with a squat.
Yeah.
And then coming up, we're going to go into a shoulder press.
Oh, hectic. Okay. All right, let's try that out. Yeah. Let's go. Squat.
So.
Nice. Whoa. And it is not that easy, but Krenam is making it look so much easier because he's jacked and he is a firefighter, and that's why gravity doesn't exist for him. But let me tell you, I'm feeling this right now. It really just shows you how much respect these firefighters deserve and what they're going through, carrying equipment and gear like this up into a mountain, and then not only having a rest, but then starting to fight the fire. This is absolutely impressive, man. I'm gonna stop talking because it's getting too hard now. But again, how many reps of this in sets would you want to do?
Yeah, again, 10 reps I think would be ideal. But, you know, work towards your comfort range. And yeah, it's a great way to combine lower body and upper body in one exercise.
Absolutely brilliant, man. And again, I'm so respectful of how big, how heavy these things are and what you guys are carrying around. But let's keep going with this workout. I'm feeling it.
So next, basic push-ups.
Okay.
All right, so with the weights on as well, makes it a bit more challenging.
It's gonna be interesting, yeah. Woo, okay. Make sure this bag stays on my back.
Yep.
Oh. All right, let's go.
So yeah, arms shoulder width apart, bend, stretch.
Oh. Woo! Okay, these are not regular push-ups. I can feel the burn. I can feel this weight. But more importantly, I can feel just a small percentage of what these firefighters are actually going through on a 12 to 24-hour shift, fighting to save so many lives, save our environment, and all the people that we care about.
I don't know about you, but I'm breaking that sweat as well.
Man, that is absolutely premium stuff. So much respect to you again, and thank you for the volunteering work that you are doing, sacrificing so much of your time.
again, Mzansi, I think on behalf of everybody, I want to thank all firefighters out there doing the absolute most, saving our communities, working on protecting our environment, and clearly, it's not an easy job, but I want to put our hands together for that absolutely incredible work. Beautiful stuff. Whew. I'm going to go catch my breath now. Nice stuff, man. Woo.
Sure, buddy. After that workout. On your behalf, my friend. Kettlebells for what?
After an intense workout like that, you've got to rehydrate, put back in, you know, what you've lost. We joke now. We absolutely love having the firefighting team here this morning. Thank you so much to them and their amazing team. And we want you guys to stick around. Why? Because we're going to have a little bit of fun and, yes, get into the darker side of entertainment news. Nadia Jafta, she's going to open up about her breakup.
Yep, it's been all over the social media headlines as well. And, of course, bringing it back home to your Feel Good Breakfast show. Of course, we have Mzansi Ballet with us, and Joshua Williams is going to give us an epic performance. Stick around for that. We'll be back.
Cheers.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back as we dive into the world of entertainment news, because the stars have been busy locally and abroad, and the local stars have been busy abroad, and we love the sound of that. We have to start with this one story this morning. Of course, the Grammys dominating most entertainment news, and there is one particular name dominating the South African feed. Let's find out who. Congratulations to the latest South African winner of a Grammy Award, Tyler. Look at that. Girl went and did it. And I think we have to hear from her herself, just to get a little flavor of South Africa on the biggest stage in the world. Take a listen.
Oh my, what the heck? What? Oh my gosh, guys, this is crazy. Like, I never thought I'd say I won a Grammy at 22 years old. Guys, like, if you don't know me, my name is Tyler, I'm from South Africa. And last year, God decided to change my whole life. So thank you so much to God. Thank you to my team, my family. I know my mother's crying somewhere in here. Thank you to the Recording Academy for this category. It's so important. And I know I'm forgetting some things, but I won a Grammy! Thank you.
What?
Oh man! And she probably won it by 1 point. I'm just thinking to myself somehow. But we are so proud of you, girl. Well done.
That's incredible, eh? And just being authentic South African on that global stage. We love it. We love it. Lots more entertainment news. First one that we can look at this morning, American actor and comedian Anthony Anderson. He's still having the time of his life in the mother city as he was spotted at a local hangout spot, Rands, recently. And after pictures of him at Rands made rounds, that's a lot of R's there, social media platforms users took it upon themselves to joke around. And some said that he probably liked it more here in South Africa than in the States, right? While others jokingly said, well, he finished his money, so he can't go back home.
Oh, yeah.
We spent everything down here.
Spend it all, yeah.
He's spending in dollars, not rands, guys, and I think that's the difference.
He's got some leftovers, maybe. But he definitely has every reason to stick around, and we all do. I mean, look at the beauty that we have.
And he's awesome, dude. He can stay.
Yeah, he is.
Awesome.
We'll welcome him with open arms. So look, let's take a little bit of a shift when it comes to our headlines right now. We are chatting about a breakup. Yeah, unfortunately. Now, it's been a few weeks after Nadia Jafta and Love Island SA's Xavier Haupt released a joint statement announcing their breakup. And in a recent interview, Nadia shed light about their romance, saying that they will still have love for one another and are still very much on good terms with Xavier, and that the decision was definitely mutual. Now, I know a lot of us were all on board for this relationship, but again, I think we're going to miss a lot of these fun dances, a lot of these fun videos that just gave us a reason to smile, a reason to get behind love, and yeah. We grow, I guess. We move on.
Man, when you're young, you're going to go through it, and it's just one of those things. I just hope that the media wave around them then doesn't just speak to who they're going to connect with next and rather speaks to what they are doing, because they're both doing some pretty cool stuff.
They are.
Especially in the social media space. They're kind of part of a new wave of South African talent that's dominating abroad. So yeah, I hope that remains the focus. But we love both of them.
Yeah, listen, and then another story that I found so heartwarming because we love them so much. We were all stunned. The entire Mzansi after Juliet Harding and Ben Peters of the music group Good Luck, they broke the news that they are expecting their first child together. And I love this story because, I mean, the baby news, very surprising and exciting at the same time, but what has caught most fans off guard is that the couple revealed that they've been together for 15 years with no one being the wiser.
I knew it.
No, look, we knew it. I think we kind of saw it, you know, we kind of knew because we've known them for such a long time and we've been interacting with them. But I love the fact that they went on this journey with Good Luck. They did their thing, they produced music, they were headlining festivals, but they kept their relationship private.
Oh, completely.
And I love that.
And they've supported each other so much. So I have no doubt they're going to absolutely crush parenthood. And they're probably going to be the two coolest parents on the planet. So don't get the FOMO if you're not as cool as them in the way that your parent or your kid doesn't look as cool as their kid's going to look, because they're just the coolest people on the planet.
But listen, can we just say Good Luck? We love you.
Oh, yeah.
We love you guys. You're friends of ours here at Expresso, and we cannot wait to see where you guys are going, not only in the musical sphere, but also as parents.
Oh, I love it. Now, I know they would be inspired by our next performance this morning, because this is the pinnacle of what you can do with the creative arts. We're about to take the stage with the incredibly talented Mzansi ballet dancer Joshua Williams with a solo dance titled The Apple Dance. Take it away.
Okay, can we firstly just say wow? And honestly, Joshua, that was absolutely incredible, showing us what an athlete can do in a space like that, mixed up with creativity. Please, please, please take a bow. That is absolutely deserving. What like a freak of nature.
On point, dude.
Yeah.
What the body can do just amazes me.
Strength, creativity, flexibility, and so many other attributes going in towards that exceptional performance. But there's more to look forward to right now. And also on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, because we are continuing the search of that countdown to the Golden Baker. A lot to look forward to.
Exactly. And then we also still have our volunteer Wildfire Services and the firemen in studio. We're going to do a bit of a fire drill. We're going to see what that is all about. So are you ready? I don't know. You've got the shirts already.
Yeah, I can't take it off.
We'll see you guys on the other side.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. You are tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show right here on S3. Welcome if you've just tuned in. Our time is ticking and things are heating up in the kitchen.
Yep, it's time to see how close our finalists are to finishing off their bakes. Will it be a strong finish or a big flop? Let's find out.
Rox, great energy in the room, but an hour is not a lot of time.
No.
You know, there are pressure points emerging already. How do you think it's going?
I think some are well on their way, and I'm really concerned about a few others who I don't think have looked up at the clock yet.
Okay.
And yeah, I think they've got a long way to go.
It's more than halfway through. What are your hopes now that you can see the ingredients that are in the mix here, that they're going to honor your beacon wish and hero our confectionery today?
I really hope they're going to leave some time for, you know, the decor and the finishing pieces. Because, I mean, if you're still mixing at this stage, I'm not very confident.
I know, that's an evil laugh. I love your evil laugh, Baz. What do you think is the biggest danger with just 1 hour to cook?
time. Time. People's bakes aren't even in the oven. So a little bit concerned. Time is against a few people here.
Well, I'm going to play my part and say, ladies, 20 minutes left. I want to see the love. I want to feel the love. I want to taste the love. Leave nothing out there. It's all coming together beautifully. It smells amazing. But 20 minutes left to seal the deal. Keep up that pace. Keep that energy going and keep an eye on that clock. Let's move, ladies. Let's move.
Can I have a fresh bowl? A clean bowl? Breathe. Slow and steady. I forgot to add the oil. I forgot to add the oil. Okay, it's fine, it's fine.
I have to remix the batter from scratch. Hopefully, time will not be against me.
Now that I'm done with my frosting, I'm going to prepare my strawberries, get my chocolates ready, and then also get some yummy berries to add onto the cake.
My chocolate ganache is going to consist of hot fresh cream over the midnight velvet chocolate. I'm going to drizzle the biscuits with my chocolate ganache. Then I'm going to pipe on some of the cream. I'm also going to sprinkle on the toasted almonds. And then I'm going to decorate with a little bit more icing, my beacon jelly tots, and a small slice of strawberry.
I really think I should have managed my time a little bit better because my cake is not completely set in the middle, and I'm very, very worried about that.
Everything that can go wrong is going wrong at this point. I am frantically trying to put something so I can present it to the judges, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
Plan B, I don't think they're going to cook in time. The first one that I made, the premix, I'm thinking I can try and make something like cake pops and then put them in a mold, bind them with marshmallows and melted chocolate, and then I have a heart. We'll see. We'll see.
Luckily, I didn't remove my vanilla sponge in the oven, so it kept cooking. So the plan now is I'm going to make cake pops and present something to the judges.
I'm finding this quite challenging as I haven't made these cookies in an hour before, and I've literally only got minutes to get it done. I noticed Tinswalo stressing on my left-hand side. Quickly go over to her, ask if she's fine, try clean her station, and just get a little bit more settled.
Okay, you got space now, eh? Don't work on the edge. Come in a little bit.
I feel very good about my decorations. The butter icing piping is going very well. The icing melted a bit, but I managed to perfect it by piping over the melted icing.
My cookies have come out the oven. I've only got about 4 minutes 30 left. I need to shape my cookies into heart shapes and get them on my display board.
I'm taking my cake out of the oven with just 2 minutes to go. I don't have time to cool my cake down, so I'm just going to cut my cake and then just leave out the frosting and hope for the best.
Ladies, I hate to do this to you, but the time has come. You can put your utensils down in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step away from your workstations and give yourselves a round of applause. You've done it. Hour 1 done and dusted. Well done.
I think it went okay. It was very hot in this kitchen, but I've got a result and I'm happy with it.
It was a rush. I was nervous. I was worried about the cake. I needed about 10 more minutes. I really just ran out of time.
It was horrible. Yeah, it was horrible, but I did all I could.
All right, the Golden Baker search is well and truly underway, and listen, by what I've seen, I'm Liz, my mouth is watering.
I can see you though.
Yeah.
The whole instant you're just like,
no, the cakes, it's moist, it's soft, it's beautiful. It's just unbelievable creativity as well. So stick around as we will find out who's going to be making it through to the semi-final.
and 50,000 rand.
All right, so we've got our volunteer firefighters here, kind of opening a window into their incredible world. And I think what really hit home for me was the fact that it's the V word, the volunteer. The fact that this isn't a paid job. This isn't something that they have been kind of instructed to do through a professional arc. These are gents and ladies giving up their time, risking their lives over and above everything else that they're doing. So that is amazing to me. So thank you so much, boys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Are you jumping on board, dude?
I'm with the team now, man.
Oh, fantastic. He's earned his stripes. And I think a great opportunity to kind of work maybe one of the drills, because this is all great to think about it in theory, but I would imagine when you arrive and you see those flames up to 60 meters high when trees are burning, as you guys pointed out, is mind-blowing to me. You've got to kick into gear. You've got to have the processes down, I would imagine, and you've just got to click into action. So we're going to take a look at what that looks like. So maybe, Jeremy, you want to explain how you kind of approach that first contact, or what goes through your mind, and how does this all kick into gear?
Yeah, so we train very hard. All of our firefighters train every year. They go through the same kind of basic training again. They requalify every year. And a lot of that is about just making sure that everything that you do is automatic. You need to have a completely seamless approach to it. You need to know that the basics are in place, because safety is critical, and fires are a very dangerous place to be.
It's the most dangerous place, I would imagine.
Well, one of them. You're going up against a force of nature, and sometimes all you have is the tool that you've got in your hands, or a hose and 500 litres on the back of your bucky. So what we are going to show you is just two of those things. The one is the hand tools that we use out in the mountains when we're far away from roads and far away from water. And then we're going to show you how we roll out hoses and roll them up again. And hopefully we can get some of your presenters to help us out with that as well.
Look, no, he wants to earn his stripes, like literally he wants to do it.
These are the do's and don'ts.
Okay, well, gentlemen, take it away.
Yeah, let's start that off with the hand tools then. And we're going to get Ryle up here again with the beater that he's already demonstrated so well. So let's
you are the beater, my friend.
So this was the one where you grab above your shoulder, right?
Yes, but what's important here is that you're going to work as a team.
Okay.
So we're going to get Robin to show you how that works.
Okay.
Robin,
step in front of you.
Jump in front.
All right, so I'm going to count to 3, and on 3 we're all going to swat down at the same time in sequence and work as a team, so they should all be quite closely cropped together.
Okay.
All right, so 1, 2, smother, smother, 1, 2.
So you can imagine you've got flames, you've got bush burns in front of these guys, and they're working their way through the flame boss, which is burning, and using these to knock the flames down, put them out, and then we'll have others coming up behind them with water or with the rake hose and digging the ground out behind them. And you might have helicopters overhead, so you're keeping an eye on that as well, and they're dropping on you with buckets.
I was going to say, have any of you ever been, like, dumped by water?
They aim for it.
I suppose because you've got to be as close to that event horizon as possible.
So the helicopters help you, they cool it down, and then you've got to get in there with hand tools immediately, otherwise it's going to stand up again as soon as the chopper's moved on.
What does your lower back feel like after this? I just did like
Let's
4
not
reps,
talk
like,
about
that. That's proper.
They get like a free membership to a physio or bio or something.
But if there's any physios
yeah, I was going to say, but and this really does beg the question, because I'm thinking about this massive network that has to be engaged. And now that it's being drawn upon times 10, it's incredible. And you guys get funding only from private sources. There is no official funding tool. So please, anyone who is watching right now that wants to invest in their own safety, community safety, please reach out. These are only volunteers, and they require our support to keep us safe. Okay, let's move on to another drill.
Yeah, right, let's get some hoses out. And while they're doing that, VWS has been going for almost 25 years now, and we absolutely rely on that community support. So thanks very much for pointing that out.
Well, it's
our vehicles, all of the equipment that we're wearing now is funded entirely by the generosity of the community in Cape Town, and we're really grateful for that. Right, this is a hose, and here we've got a branch, which is what we use to put on the end of the hose and make sure we've got a nice spray pattern. Robin is going to show Ryle how to roll out this hose, and then he's going to do one after that.
Okay.
Cool.
So imagine bowling. You want to try and get it out as straight as you can, and you're going to hang on to the end while you do that so that you don't injure anybody with it.
So just like a roll.
Just like you're down as low as you can to the ground, and you're going to give it a
So you're going to shout us down, or?
Yeah. Here you go.
I feel like you should be reminded to hold
Get
on
out the
to
way,
the end.
like something.
All right, it's a nice big lunging step.
Oh, look at that.
Great
that.
form.
There we go.
Into the covers.
Hook up the branch onto the end of it, and you're going to run towards
That's my bajur, right?
That's
you.
That'll push it in, you'll hear a click. There we go.
And now we're engaged.
Now you're
Good
good.
to go.
Don't point it at me, dude.
This thing is a beast as well. It's like a proper nozzle.
How do you hold it? What's the
What's the correct way to hold this, actually?
brace?
That'll be
It's gonna
behind you.
and you're always
Yeah.
going to have somebody backing you up, because if you put this onto a fire truck, it's going to push quite a lot of force out of it.
really?
You can see
It's
people
power, dude,
lifting off a little bit sometimes.
So I need someone behind you.
somebody behind
And then
you.
my position like this,
Yep.
and then we're both kind of just holding on for dear life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheapers, okay. Interesting stuff. Am I going to get a chance to grab that?
Please.
Ooh, all right.
Okay, you can do it, man.
Challenge
You can do it.
accepted.
How do you know? Is it kind of an intuitive thing when you're spraying on a particular area? Is there something you look out for in terms of, okay, I've dampened this enough, the beaters can get in there? How do you know or gauge when, or is it something that you just develop an intuitive?
Absolutely. You've got a lot of tools that you can work with, and you make sure that you try and use the best one for each situation. But a lot of the time, we don't have water. A lot of the time, it's just you up there in the middle of the mountains, and you've got your hand tools
And
with
you just beat, baby.
Let's
Go.
see. Very
Oh,
nice.
look at that! For the grab. For the grab.
Great
I love
teachers
it.
out here, man. I gotta tell you, this was fun actually, but it's probably not that much fun in the real situation. I can imagine that. Whew, all right, I'm feeling like I'm one
Well
step closer
done,
to the
dude. You
team
got
here.
the pump. You got that little T-shirt fits perfectly. I don't know. I think there is a calling, my friend.
I'm
So
feeling like I'm
when you
resonating
sign up
with these
to join
lads.
us, Ryle, in April of this year, we run our training all the way through winter every year, and we make sure that all of our firefighters are trained throughout the season, come fire season at the beginning of November.
Brilliant.
They're
So
ready.
anybody else that's listening right now that maybe wants to get involved as well, that's how they
Absolutely.
can do
Head
that?
to our website, vws.org.za. You can sign up there for our recruitment, which starts pretty soon, and the end of the season's coming up, hopefully, in 3 or 4 months, and then we'll start getting our new recruits trained.
Brilliant.
I like the way you said hopefully there, hopefully.
Well, listen, Mzansi, we need you to get involved in being a part of this incredible team, being a part of volunteers that are doing the absolute most to protect communities, to protect the environment, and of course, just look great at the same time, I think. You all look like absolute stallions, and I want to thank you for putting the effort into your vessels to allow you to do the work you're doing. I've been really, really inspired by this, and I think I might even venture into trying to learn a bit more because, freaking hell, this was just awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks to you for having us, and just a big thanks also to all of the other agencies and firefighting organizations out there, not necessarily joining us today, but working extremely hard. There are several wildfires still active in the Western Cape, and we're thinking of all of our brothers and sisters out there on the fire lines at the moment.
And because we are thinking along those same lines as well. I'm going to reiterate, while Raul finishes the job, dude, I'm sure you're going to roll these up now afterwards. But please, if you can help in any way with funding, if this is your purpose, if you want to speak to community and connect with everybody, this is one of those amazing platforms to be able to do that. So please put your money where your mouth is. We'd love to connect you. And thank you guys once again. Absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Only you can make my day. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
He's not actually a firefighter after all. Not yet. Stress those words. Well, I like the term, not yet. Are you a millionaire? Maybe not yet. Have you won yourself 500,000 rand? Not yet. But you've got to be in it to win it.
That's what's happening right now, Mzansi. We're talking about 500,000 Rand in cash that's up for grabs, and you could be a winner, but only if you get involved and play. And what's happening right now is that there are so many ways to do it, right? I'm going to read through all the options that we have because you can buy your tickets now in-store on the nationallottery.co.za website. There's a mobile app. We've got cell phone banking, or you can simply dial *120 *7529#, and then you can follow the USSDs that appear. Simple as that. Yeah.
As always, we will keep it up on our social media platforms. So you really do have no excuses. 500,000 in estimated jackpots today.
Bring it on.
Oh, man, go Panda, Pusher, play and win. Good luck.
Thank you so much, gents. 2 minutes to 8 o'clock. Let's quickly take a last look at your news headlines on this Monday morning. Starting off with your national news, 3 learners from the Osborne Senior Secondary School in Kwabasa in the Eastern Cape are still receiving hospital treatment for a gastric-related illness. Now, this follows an incident where 324 learners exhibited symptoms of diarrhea and vomiting last week, leading to their admission to the Madzikane Hospital for treatment. Health officials have taken samples from potential sources to conduct tests aiming to identify the origin of the illness. Latest reports indicate that the condition of the 3 learners still in hospital is stable. And Labour Minister Thula Nxesi has announced that the national minimum wage will be increased from R25.42 to R27.58 per hour from as March the 1st. Now, COSATU has welcomed the increase, referring to it as a positive one. COSATU said the increase would provide relief to more than 6 million workers earning within the national minimum wage range. Now, workers in the agricultural, domestic, construction, retail, hospitality, transport, security and cleaning sectors would benefit the most, it said. Making international news headlines this morning, Kenya's President William Ruto has condemned government officials for the gas blast that left 3 people dead and 280 injured. He has called for all officials involved to be prosecuted for crimes committed. Police have said a guard at the gas site where the explosion occurred has been arrested and investigations are ongoing. Now, Ruto blamed incompetent and corrupt government officials for the deadly gas blast that killed 3 people and injured 280. A truck laden with gas canisters exploded in Embakasi, a densely populated Nairobi district. And in Chile, at least 100 people have died in the forest fires in the country's Valparaiso region, and some 1,000 homes have been destroyed. President Gabriel Boric has declared a state of emergency and has made all necessary resources available to alleviate the situation. It's believed to be Chile's deadliest forest fires on record, and many of those affected were visiting the coastal region during the summer holidays. The minister, or the health ministry, has authorized temporary field hospitals to be set up, and medical students have been roped in to help erase pressures on the health services. And we'll end up with this story. A SA entrepreneur, Neo Nuturi, who designed a smart locker system that improves access to healthcare, has won a major award for African engineering recognized by the UK's Royal Academy of Engineering, and he received 1.2 million rand and a medal from Britain's Princess Anne during a ceremony in London. Now, celebrating a decade of its Africa Prize for Engineering Innovation, the Academy highlighted local problem-solving tech. From 12 innovations across 6 countries, Hutui's Pelebox emerged victorious. Deployed in 123 facilities across South Africa, Namibia and Botswana, Pelebox reduces wait times for chronic medication. Now, Hutui's journey began with a pilot program in 2019, gaining momentum and recognition, and he views the prize as a catalyst for further expansion, turning obstacles into opportunities. A beautiful story indeed. That's where we leave your news headlines for your Monday morning. Right now, let's take a last look at your sports. Here's Graham.
Thank you so much, Ewan. Thanks for that story as well. We love that kind of inspiration. Let's see it on a national level right now as Bafana have, yes, done it. They've secured a spot in the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations semi-finals. That was after a very dramatic 2-1 penalty shootout victory against Cape Verde at the Charles Conan Banny Stadium on Saturday evening. So the match ended in a goalless draw after extra time, with goalkeepers Ronin Williams, man of the moment, and Vozinha making some critical saves. And Williams emerged as the hero, stopping 4 of Cape Verde's penalties. Unheard of. So Bafana, as a result, will now face Nigeria in the first semi-final at Stade de la Paix in Boaca. And that's this Wednesday, the 7th of February. And then Ivory Coast will take on the DRC in that other semi-final on the same day. And you can catch it all live on SABC Sport. Now, let's bring it back home for cricket, and defending champions Sunrisers Eastern Cape. They've kicked into gear at the right time. They've secured top spot after completing a 5-wicket win over the Paarl Royals in the SA20 encounter at St George's Park. So despite the Royals posting a pretty formidable 159 for 7, Sunrisers' Temba Bavuma's crucial innings guiding them to victory. So the Sunrisers will now face Durban Supergiants in Qualifier 1 at Newlands tomorrow, while the Royals, they'll head down to the Wanderers for the eliminator against the Joburg Super Kings on Wednesday. So good to see the Joburg outfit sneaking through as well. Now let's return to footballing action from last night. This one sent some shockwaves, certainly through our studio. Arsenal have shaken up the Premier League title race with a stunning 3-1 victory over Liverpool at the Emirates. Bukayo Saka continued his brilliant form this year, in his early goals set the tone, followed by a bizarre own goal from Gabriel Magalhaes, and that was just before half-time, and that obviously leveled the score. Then Gabriel Martinelli capitalized on a defensive mix-up to regain Arsenal's lead, while Ibrahima Konate's second yellow card further compounded Liverpool's woes. Then Leandro Trossard's injury-time goal securing those 3 points, now closing the gap to Liverpool to just 2 points, propelling Arsenal to second place on the table. And of course, with the Six Nations International Rugby firm focus once again, and Scotland, they were able to secure a historic 27-26 victory over Wales in their Six Nations opener, ending a 22-year wait for a win in Cardiff. So despite leading 27-0 early in the second half, Scotland faced a stunning comeback from the Welsh. They scored 26 unanswered points, but they held on. And that nail-biting win marked the end of Scotland's 11-match losing streak in the Welsh capital. So after round 1 of the Six Nations, the tail of the tape, Ireland securing top spots, as expected, England in second, and then Scotland showing up in third. But we'll certainly watch that space as the tournament develops. But that's where we leave our sport for today. Let's get one last look at the roads.
Thank you, G-Man. Yes, let's see how we can assist you when it comes to the roads one last time this morning. And moving over to Germiston, Johannesburg, there's congestion on the N3 northbound between Linksfield Road and Galuli's interchange. So if you are passing through the area, you can definitely expect delays. We now move to Cape Town and Somerset West, to be specific. There's congestion on the N2 outbound at Victoria. So again, you can expect delays and do allow for some more travel time when passing through. We stayed at Cape Town, and over in Bellville, there's congestion on the N1 inbound. As you can see from the visuals, at Durban Road, it looks like it's all taking place, so you can expect delays. And again, add some extra travel time to your journey. But for everybody heading out on the roads this morning, buckle up, stay safe, and plan accordingly. From the roads to the sky, let's find out now what's happening in the latest when it comes to weather. So excited for this final edition of our Sunrise View of the Hour, and we're diving straight into it. Now, this one was sent in by Queen Ramule, all the way from Lichtenburg. I love the creativity here, just pinching the rise of the sun in between her fingers. It just shows you that endless possibilities are literally waiting in your hand as long as you seize the moment and capture it. I absolutely love what this picture represents. Thank you so much for sharing it. I think this is officially a winner, but we'll do it all again tomorrow morning. The number is 063-408-8863. For now, one last time, let's take a look at your temperatures and your side of town.
Oh, thank you so much. So to the weather team, just stay hydrated out there. So today we are getting inspired from all corners. In fact, we're about to connect with a very inspirational figure right now, Stacey Lee Bregman, the accomplished South African professional golfer. She is a force to be reckoned with, and she is making her mark from her transition from karate, where we first connected with her, to golf at 14, to her recent triumph at the Royal Johannesburg and Kensington Golf Club. Stacey shares her remarkable journey, travel adventures, and commitment to conservation. She loves those free, wild spaces, and she's doing her part. So a very good morning, Stacey. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's so cool to connect with you. It kind of feels like, because we've connected in the past in a very different space, but you are doing incredibly well, obviously, in this golfing space. And I'm so glad that we get to plug into you at this point. So congratulations on everything. And obviously the year has started incredibly well from you. What is that click? What has been the deciding shift, do you think, that is kind of taking you into this new, because it's a trajectory now?
Yeah, of course. I mean, professional sport is, you have your roller coasters, you have your ups and your downs, and definitely on the up. Had a nice break over December with the family in London, and just, yeah, just really looking forward to starting the season off with a bang. I mean, just feeling fresh and ready and just in a good space.
How do you prepare for golf? Because it's a business, okay? It's one of those, it's all on you. You can't rest. You've got a team around you, and I know it requires people assisting you in that space, but out there, it's all on you, and it can go either way. How do you brace? Does it start with a physical process, making sure that you've got all the tools in your bag ready when you need them? Is it a mental focus to bring yourself into that space so it all falls into place? How do you prepare for a golfing season?
I mean, it's really tough. You've kind of just got to, I've been doing this for a while now, so hopefully the golfing gods in nature are good to me. But, you know, for the year, you always pray for that. But yeah, I mean, you've got to just do the best that you can to prepare, you know. With golf and sport, you don't know what's coming. You've got to be prepared for everything. And I think mentally, golf, what do they say? It's 90% mental, 10% mental. It's it's a really tough game, and you've just got to be prepared for everything.
How do you do that in the moment? Because it's one thing, and one shot can throw you. You can play beautifully for 90% of that round, and one shot can end it all. How do you strengthen your mind for those sorts of moments? Is it sitting down with a sports psychologist and learning more about yourself? How do you go about the mental game?
Yeah, so I work with someone in the UK. It's not as simple as just
feeling good.
Yeah, exactly, because it can be really tough. I think the more that you in that experience and you have that in those moments, you learn more about yourself, and I think it becomes, I suppose, if you can say, easier, even though it's not in the moment. But it's something that you just got to just keep back in yourself, even in those moments, because anything can change. You might make you have a bad shot or whatever, but you never know what the next shot's gonna bring. You can bring yourself back.
Might be the best shot you've ever played.
Exactly.
Because it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that notion. There are pressure points in this game, and we've seen a massive advancement in the women's game. I think golf has probably been a forerunner of female sports development, just as a whole, because it commands TV time, which I think people forget is probably the most important component of sports. But in your journey, what have been those touch points, those pressure points for achieving success? And we're speaking to those that are following behind you now, because I think there are a lot of women who want to get stuck in, who want to embrace what looks like the most amazing career in professional sport, but there are hurdles.
Yeah, definitely, of course there is. I mean, golf is a very expensive sport to start off with. And with the likes of my sponsors, Investec, UK Gunite, all of that, you know, it wouldn't be possible. You need to be able to have backers behind you to be able to reach where you need to be. It's not just equipment, it's going to tournaments, there's huge expenses. And I think there's a lot of good companies that are back in women's golf and recognizing how it is one of the fastest growing sports at the moment among females. And I mean, television time, we get in a lot of television time now.
Because games take a long time. That's the joy of the sport. It's maximum branding space in a beautiful setting. I mean, it couldn't get better. What would you like to see change? As someone who has kicked down a lot of these doors yourself, what needs to shift, do you think?
I mean, I'd love to see the prize purses being raised. I'm not saying that it has to be exactly the same as the men, but just to be able to kind of bridge the gap. I mean, I'm just trying to just be realistic at the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
It would be nice, like tennis, to like almost back off, like the women and the men almost, they play together, they piggyback off each other. It'd be nice to have events like that. I think that would be unbelievable to be able to showcase what we actually made of, that we do play the same sport as the guys. It's just maybe a little bit shorter, the course, but everything else is the same. We play in the same weather conditions, same pressure, same everything. So, I mean, I'd love to see that gap bridged a little bit better. And just for people to come out and see what we're all about, you know. It is a fun sport, even though it takes a long time, it's still fun.
That's where life happens. Listen, it can happen in a split second as well. You know, some of the biggest moments in sport in general have happened on golf courses because of that reason. There is such a build-up, but there are these defining moments. Well, thank you for doing what you're doing every day and driving messages around conservation as well. I know that's something we haven't touched on and very, very, very important to you. But I think for the other young women who are following in this path, to be able to see someone actually doing it is probably the most important thing ever. So thank you so much for that. I'm going to say to anyone who can back, if you want to see more South African female golfers dominating, again, put your money where your mouth is. We need infrastructure, we need support, we need clubs to go to the right people. We can't just rely on the top tier to carry that flag. We need to support it from the ground up. So do what you can. And if you can, get out there and enjoy a round today, because it's awesome. Upgrade to Hyperfiber uncapped home internet starting from 244 Rand a month and stand a chance to be one of 5 to win a month of free unlimited Wi-Fi, 1 uninterruptible power supply unit, plus choose a school of your choice to win free Wi-Fi for a year.
Now WhatsApp 064 097 8822 with your power outage story, and then follow the prompts and the hashtag #PowerUpWithHyper. T's and C's apply.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back. It is, in fact, your feel-good breakfast show. Don't even doubt it, especially if you've been around for the last 2 hours. There's been so much magic inspired by firefighters. The dancing that I've seen has been phenomenal. And have you even spoken about food yet?
Not yet, but here's the thing. We've been watching the Golden Bakers doing their thing, and it is not time. And, you know, it's literally the time we've been waiting for our Golden Baker Search Valentine's Edition judges to taste the first round of bakes and deliberate on which 3 contestants will advance to tomorrow's semi-finals. It's the moment that you've all been waiting for right now.
Welcome back to the Golden Baker Search Kitchen. Judges, it is crunch time. And we're going to start with Charlene's bake here. Use the chocolate cake mix. There is a buttercream icing, and the beacon sweets are on top.
I hope I've used the Beacon products well enough. It's a miniature cake that I made, so hopefully it will be enough.
Rox, what do you make of the picture, the overall design?
Overall, she met the theme, which was all about love, and I'm glad everyone is seeing love in a very positive light during this round.
Broken hearts
I haven't
yet.
seen any broken hearts. I mean, I do feel it's a bit messy, and you can see that the decorative elements at the top were kind of last minute.
It felt like it was just a topping. I wouldn't say it was enough.
This little sweet that was on top there. I was always told, whatever you garnish your dish with has to be edible.
Straight off the bat.
I can't eat this.
I must say, the vanilla flavor against the chocolate is not in this case working for me because the buttercream icing is extremely overwhelming and extremely sweet.
The strawberry offer a different taste. I think it tries to elevate it.
I feel like I should give you a palate cleanser, but there's no rest for the palate today. Let's bring in our next bake. Alicia has left her heart on a plate. Literally a beautiful cake-based heart. Rox, how are you feeling?
Must say, what I'm seeing in front of me does look like somewhat of a bleeding, broken heart.
From what I'm seeing so far, it looks quite moist.
I'm very disappointed. Time really flew by. I think I should have maybe went with cupcakes because the cake just bakes a bit longer.
A little bit undercooked.
Okay.
I think the chocolate did definitely add something. I think it covered, it held it together. Felt like you need a cup of water right after your first bite.
If we look at it in a different way, could be a pudding.
I definitely got chocolate volcano vibes.
All right, let's let the taste fest continue. On to the next one. So we knew, having done the show before, that we'd have heartbreaking moments, and I think we all went through it with Tinswalo. She went through it. This is what she was able to put out there. In a weird way, I think she might have used the Beacon confectionery in the best way possible to save the day. And Rox, if experience has taught us anything, just wait till you taste.
I'm definitely sure I'm going home. There is no way. There is no way I am making it through.
What's going on? Your eyes look like they're about to pop out of your head, Angel.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
I'm so surprised. I thought it was going to be so undercooked. It's actually quite lovely.
Like a cake pop. It's like a cake pop, like a little cake pop.
And the sparkles and the chocolate and the...
Because it's quite sweet, and then the chocolate just balances that, and then the sparkles is there for texture. Guys, I'm here for this one, eh?
Without sounding like the harsh one, this round, this is a baking competition. And this is not baked.
It's not baked, okay.
Yeah.
Can I say, though, compared to the previous one that we had, that was also underbaked, this is more baked.
Yeah, it's actually surprising how good it tastes versus how it looks.
We expected surprises, 2 more to taste. Enter Catherine's crinkle cookies. Simple, yet beautifully displayed. I'm going to call them double chocolate. Well, she did. She used the midnight velvet in the cookie itself.
Beautiful. Love it. Simple, but to the point.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I've really done enough to get through to the next round.
You said chocolate, 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 double chocolate.
There was
not
chocolate
much
involved.
flavor for me.
She really could have used some chocolate chips in it to give it that extra bite of chocolate.
Pockets of chocolate.
Yeah.
I love the appearance, the incorporation of the ingredients. It just let me down on taste.
And enter Simi's spiced cookies. There's some coconut, some cardamom, some midnight velvet in the ganache. And of course, we've got the red jelly tots to just bring it all together.
I'm very happy with my bake. I think I may be the only contestant who has completed her bake.
I think the presentation was great. I felt at first that the cardamom was a bit overwhelming, but actually after a little bit more chewing and the second bite, actually it was perfect.
Everything is working on this one. The presentation, the taste, the textures, everything.
So good. Presentation incredible, creativity incredible, balance of flavors incredible. But when you put everything together, even with the chili dot, it's almost like a little bit of like a jam.
Really, really interesting and unforgiving round one. I think we should bring the contestants back in. As we expected, that first hour was thrilling, a little bit terrifying and quite unforgiving. 1 hour is not a lot of time to bake. Simi, I'm going to start with you. You gave us some spiced biscuits. There was a lot going on, a lot of heady spices, a lot of strong flavors that all blended beautifully together. You are our winner of round one. Let's give Simi a big round of applause. As for the other 4 bakers, Bitin Swallow, Charlene, you are going through to the semi-finals. Give them a round of applause. I promised you twists and turns, and I told you don't ever give up. So it is with a very heavy heart, excuse the pun, that we say goodbye to Catherine and Alicia. Give them one last round of applause. Well done, ladies. You have done yourselves and us proud. But ladies, you do not go home empty-handed, because bakers as good as you deserve the tools to get even better. So you are both, courtesy of this incredible team behind me from Beacon and Golden Cloud, you are both receiving a Kenwood mixer to take your kitchen to the next level. But once again, congratulations for making it this far, for doing yourselves and your families and our family proud with this one. Let's give them one last round of applause. Alicia and Catherine, you are on your way home. The stakes will be raised. There'll be more twists and turns. I have no doubt that we are going to see something truly spectacular in the semi-finals of the Golden Baker Search. To the 3 progressing, well done. We'll see you tomorrow. Congratulations, ladies.
Jeez, man, baking can get intense. I didn't realize how much is at stake.
It's art, it's a skill, it's unbelievable. But there we have it. It's been an exciting morning, and more action will be continuing on your Feel Good Breakfast Show with the Golden Baker Search right here.
Yeah, but you are speaking of art, you're speaking of exceptional talent, and you're speaking of performances, so why not dive into something like that right now? And right now on stage, we're talking about Monica Dumekude. She is currently a second-year full-time student at the Waterfront Theatre School, who will be joining Mzansi Ballet for this Baxter Theatre season.
That's right. She will be performing a solo dance right now entitled The King is Dead. Take it away, Monica.
Wow, that was absolutely powerful. And a reminder again, from the 7th to the 17th of February, you can grab your tickets for the Pam Golding Theatre at the Baxter. And this is the Golden Rhino of Mapungubwe Ballet. It is absolutely exceptional. You have every reason to get involved in it, and your tickets can be found at web tickets for only $120. So what are you waiting for? This is the inspiration we needed to get involved in this one. Go get your tickets and don't go anywhere, because we've got some more feel good right after this.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. As once again we say, get ready to be inspired. And I love this way of thinking. Maybe it means a shift in thinking for you in a world where detours usually make us frustrated. Namon Abe Andrea is a motivational speaker and an author on a mission. He is the author of the book, The Detour, offering a different perspective, and he teaches us how to see these unexpected changes not as setbacks, but as an opportunity to grow and change the direction that we're moving for the better. And his message challenges the norm undoubtedly, showing us how detours can actually lead to success and personal growth. Often, that's what we need, is a little bit of a shake-up, and he's here to tell us more. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on the success of this book. And I understand a brand new baby has arrived today as well, so congratulations all around.
Thank you so much, man. I want to thank you for giving me the privilege to be here with you so that I can add value to those who are going to plug into the program.
Brilliant.
Look, the privilege, I think, is all ours, Namon, because you basically are doing something that I think we all need to get involved in, and that's changing our mindset, right? And you do that brilliantly in this book. I want to talk to you about the inspiration, your perspective on life just in general. How and why are you seeing obstacles and detours as like a silver lining or an opportunity more than a threat? Where does this perspective come from?
I feel like it's my destiny to share the concept of detours. Because at the age of 5, I was asking my mother about life imbalances. Why do you have poor people? Why do you have rich people? And why can't just the rich help the poor? I couldn't just understand such life imbalances. And that kind of unlocked my curiosity to learn more about the concept of detours. And that's how I started receiving my detours, not only as something that is inevitable, but also as an instrument that introduces me to me on many levels. And that focus has helped me to direct my energy and also devote my efforts into the things that I can change and not on the things that I can't. And this is why I decided to share this perspective with people so that they can look at my message as a guiding star while they continue their own journey in this life.
And that's a true north.
Yeah, I just got to tap on what you say there, and I love how you word things. You mention detours as something that you earn, that gets given to you. You make it sound like a gift. Right? Yeah. It's a complete
When you're ready,
Yeah.
you will receive it.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Sure, man. Yeah, so basically, all through the challenges that I've gone through, like at every stage, all the detours that I've encountered, they unleash the dormant talents in me that I think prosperity might not have awakened them. So
the catalyst.
Yeah.
And we see this common thread through so many of the uber successful people that we have on this couch. Is They don't see failure anymore. They wait for it to come.
Yeah.
You used the word inevitable, which I think is brilliant because we always use that for a negative paintbrush.
For sure.
If you know it's coming, that's a blessing because you know it is coming. It's not going to blindside you if you are waiting for that shift to happen.
Yeah.
That being said, we need to feel it. And I think you tell the story beautifully through your own path. Has there been one particular moment that tells the story for you? Has there been a big, significant detour that led to a significant win?
So I have encountered so many detours, man. But thinking on one that led to a positive outcome might be the one in 2021. So I was working for this company and I resigned. The reason I resigned, I felt like I wasn't contributing anything to the company. And I am wired in a way that I want to be in a position where I can express myself fully, all my thoughts and my actions. And that place didn't just have that for me. So I resigned. And I want to share this with people. Like, we have two types of detours. We have intentional detour, and then we have unexpected detour. An intentional detour is something that you have planned, but it still didn't turn out the way that you planned. So I resigned, and 4 months after I resigned the job, I was so broke. I couldn't even afford to pay my rent. And it was at that time that I began giving lectures to organizations and people, and individuals rather, on how they can shape their future. And people didn't realize that in helping them on how they can shape their future, I was motivating myself.
Doing it for yourself.
I was motivating myself, yeah. And people loved the message, and I've turned that message into a book. So my second book is titled Foresight Mindset, Shaping Your Future. And this book was birthed on that platform, on that detour.
In the crucible. Wow. In the crucible.
Yep.
I love that.
Listen, now, this is something that I absolutely resonate with. And I think a lot of people that have afforded these opportunities where they've gotten through these obstacles, they can really attest to this. But there's some people that see obstacles as exactly that. And that's where the buck stops for them. And it hits them, and they think that I need to go somewhere else. They don't tackle this. They don't take this on. How would you maybe take this session right now? We're talking to Mzansi right now, man. Let's make this practical. What would you say to someone like that that's down and out right now, that has just been hit by an obstacle, that thinks that this is the end and they need to give up? What do you say to them to turn their mindset around and see the light, see that silver lining? How would you get them there?
So I would say the greatest challenge, I love the fact that you have mentioned it, when people encounter detours, they think that's the end. That's one of the greatest challenges. So I normally encourage people to develop a vision of what they could be. And so this is what a vision does. And it has worked for me. And this is my testimony, the testimony of many millions of people around the world. And I think it will continue to be that in the past, present, and the future for everyone that you will ever admire. And so you must develop a vision of what you could be. So what a vision does, vision shapes your future. Vision gives you a picture of your future. And the vision takes you into the future. And once you have visited the future, man, you become less content with the world around you, no matter what is happening. So it's that discontent that it drives you to make things better. It's that discontent that it drives you to improve. And that automatically wears out and it tires off everything that is representing a hindrance.
I love that. It's like, that's our, I think on this continent, and certainly here in South Africa, it's our superpower.
Yeah.
Because I don't think any of us are happy with where we are right now.
I agree.
I absolutely love the message that you are driving home, but the fact that it is a lived experience that we can plug into, even better. Take a look at that. I would imagine available online and all good bookstores right now, but we'll certainly hook you up with those details on our show. I love the fact that we have seen a detour, not as the end of the road, but a door opening, possibly to a path that you hadn't discussed or kind of broached yet. But you've got to have that vision in place. You've got to know where you're going. Then it doesn't matter how you get there. That end result is there. Buddy, you've become our spirit animal for the day. Raymond, thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you so much, guys.
Absolute
Thank
blessing.
you. It was nice to be here.
Wise words. I absolutely love that. Have a vision, and that is so important in all aspects of your life. Even when it comes down to your physical wealth and exercise and fitness. We have TJ Jones with us this morning. It's going to take us through a nice little Energize Zero workout, focusing on that core areas. And then we're also going to bring you some advice if you are lactose intolerant, but still want to enjoy some lactose in a good form. We're going to have advice for you this morning. So if you're suffering from that, stick around. In the next couple of minutes, we'll unpack it all.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, Mzansi, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. What an incredible show it's been. Entertainment, inspiration, good food. But now let's talk about some incredible advice that you might need right now, right? So listen to this. It's estimated that over 68% of the global population experience lactose malabsorption. Yes, it's a condition that can result in lactose intolerance. Now, despite its prevalence, a significant number of individuals remain unaware that they may be susceptible to this condition. So don't worry, we got you covered. We got registered dietitian Kim Hoffman in the building. She's joining us to shed some light on the symptoms and potential remedies. Kim, how are we doing this morning?
Very good, thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm good. And I want to debunk this whole thing about lactose intolerance because you hear it all around. I think a few years ago it was like a hype word. People were just saying it so that they could do alternatives for some random reasons.
I somehow find that quite true.
Yeah, like, oh no, I'll have some of this instead. But let's just talk about it. What is lactose intolerance really, and what are like the symptoms of it? So we can just get this out the way. Let's establish that.
Okay, so lactose intolerance very simply is the person cannot digest the milk sugar, lactose.
Okay.
So that's what lactose intolerance is.
And that's found in milk.
Lactose is the sugar that's found in milk.
All right.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
The symptoms that we feel would be bloating, potentially cramping, gas, very commonly, and diarrhea.
Is this something in terms of a symptom that you'd experience, like let's say, as soon as it touches my lips, after digestion, a few minutes after consuming? When would that normally be experienced?
So there is a range. It starts, the earliest is about half an hour after, so 30 minutes, and we can feel it up to 2 hours. It can start up to 2 hours. It all depends on how much you're having and what you're having it with.
Okay. And I'm assuming that predominantly it is dairy that does that? Is it generally
It's dairy, because the
even in foods?
lactose is just found. So if dairy has been used in a food, potentially it can. Biggest culprits would be those foods that have the most lactose. So milk is the biggest culprit. And then the one, ice cream. Everyone complains after ice cream.
What, really?
Everyone that's lactose intolerant is one of those things they just can't do.
Oh, no.
So those would be sort of the biggest.
Okay, that makes sense. So then people that have, let's say, an intolerance to lactose, is it something that you're born with, or do you develop it over time? Does it happen as we get older? How does it really work?
Yeah, very rare to be born with it. So it's possible, but it's so rare. Generally, what happens is that over the years, our body produces less of the enzyme that digests it, and therefore we become intolerant.
Oh, so we become like less, the ability to tolerate it.
So the body can't digest it, and then when that lactose doesn't get digested into its sugar, when it goes through entirely, that's when the bacteria act on it and we have those symptoms.
Ah, that makes sense, okay. And then you kind of get people that might even have this intolerance, but possibly aren't even aware of it. Is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely. So intolerance happens over a level. So some people, if you have absolutely no lactase...
So there's like a scale.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have no lactase, you'll react very quickly, and you'll probably know. It also depends on how much lactose you consume. So if someone hardly drinks milk, maybe a little bit of cheese here and there,
you're not gonna be
if it's hard cheese, there's very little lactose in it, you're not really going to know. So you don't get the symptoms because you don't eat enough. And some people's bodies just manage it better, so they don't get symptoms. So some gut bacteria can also digest it, and some people's bodies just manage it.
Luck of the
and
draw.
so so it's you're not having enough, so you don't really get symptoms. You get symptoms because you're eating a whole food and you think it might be something else, or your body deals with the lactose without having major symptoms.
Yeah. Now, I have a question I think a lot of people can be listening to now, especially those that have this intolerance. What if you love milk, but you can't drink it?
But you can't drink it, your body doesn't like it.
Where does one live in a world like this, where you can't drink milk, but you have that intolerance, but you still want to consume it? Are there options?
Yes, absolutely.
There are?
Yes.
Okay, talk to me. What are they?
So because we're lacking lactase, the enzyme, what they've come up with is let's put that lactase in the product that contains lactose. The digestion happens before it enters your body.
Oh, it's just like it's pre-digested in a weird way, right?
And if you've ever tasted lactose-free milk, it tastes different. Because the sugars are now in their simple form, not in their combined form. And so it tastes slightly different. So so lactose intolerance people can eat lactose-free foods. So we get lactose-free milk, yogurt, cheese even these days. So they should be able to have some at least.
Now, I know you mentioned earlier before we even went on air that you love milk, right?
I do.
I don't know if this is the real one or not, or maybe you can tell the difference, but I think that's worthy of a cheers.
Okay.
And believe it or not, apparently...
This tastes almost real to me. I love milk, so I would drink this.
So I was put on the impression that this was real milk, but apparently it's...
No, I think this is the lactose-free one.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can't tell the difference.
I actually can't either now, one or two sips. Yeah.
Clearly, you don't have to worry then, because if you love milk
great.
and you maybe have an intolerance, then there's definitely an answer for you. We've got you covered. And again, if you're feeling like you're having any symptoms after dairy, then maybe you have an intolerance, and maybe you want to check up with a dietitian or a doctor to see what's really going on. And remember, you could be lactose intolerant, but you definitely want to find out. But for now, though, we have put a QR code on our social media pages, which you can scan to find out more information, and especially if this conversation has piqued your interest. And on top of this, Clover's no-lax range of delicious milk and yogurts will allow you to enjoy dairy again without the horrible side effects. So what are you waiting for? Give it a try and be free again. Cheers.
Cheers.
Say goodbye to nausea and cramps and say hello to delicious freedom with no-lax range of lactose-free milk and yogurt. Be free with lactose-free.
All right, I promised you a zero sugar workout, and we are about to embark with Mr. TJ Jones in the house. He's here and ready to tackle the core just a little bit. TJ, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, yourself?
Good, man. Good to see you, and thank you very much for coming through. We had such a lekker chat off air just now about, you know, exercise and training and mentality around it. So I'm keen to get your take on a good workout. I mean, obviously, we're talking, you know, major benefits like improved sleep quality. We're talking blood circulation. So which is, I think, ultimate. The one thing that you need to look at as a holistic way of living your life, and this is just making exercise part of your thing. All right, so you are here to give us a lowdown on a bit of a core workout, right?
All right, yeah, that's exactly what I'm here for. All right, so there are various number of core exercises that you do, all right, but you only need a selective few because core is a very sensitive muscle, so you want to be quick and easy with it.
Yes.
All right, so normally how I would structure my core workout is, I would say 15 minutes workout, 30 seconds, so basically time, so that you can actually push yourself further. 4 sets, and that's it. So I normally have 5 core exercises. We're going to start from the easiest, then we're going to go to the most challenging ones.
I like it. Let's do it.
So we're going to grab the kettlebell, all right?
And it goes without saying that before we embark on anything, warm up.
Warm up, exactly.
Have a good warm up.
Have a good warm up. All right, so legs wider than shoulder width apart, hands behind your head, and all you're doing is sliding it all the way down, getting that full stretch, and you're going all the way to the other side and squeezing. All right, we're gonna do 10 reps of those. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
And all the way down. 1.
That's it.
Get that full stretch.
You at home can grab a water bottle, a milk bottle, whatever you have, and join us for our Energize Zero workout this morning. And of course, with any exercise, my friend, whilst we're doing this, hydration is key.
Exactly.
All right, hydration is key, and that's why your favorite Energite is now available in a zero sugar option, just replenishing that electrolytes.
All right, perfect. Okay, so you can do the exact same on the other side.
Quick question. I've seen a lot of people do this in the gym, but they have a weight in both hands. Kind of defies the purpose, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, because you're balancing yourself out. One weight, get yourself off center.
All the way down, get that full stretch, and then, Okay, so next up, we're going to the ground on the mat. All right, so what you want to do is lay flat on your back, hands behind your head, elbows flared out, and all you're doing is coming slowly up, just lifting your upper back off the ground. All right, chin tucked in. Are you ready?
Yep, let's go for it.
And we're going, getting a squeeze all the way.
And this is about that contraction and control of movement.
That's good.
And not to rock it back and forth. I can hear the breathing.
Don't forget to breathe.
So you do this on time, eh? 30 seconds, you said?
Exactly.
I love it.
2 more.
Nice.
And rest. All right, so now we're getting a little bit more challenging. We got leg raises, upright, hands on your back for some support, legs together, knees locked, and we're going all the way up and back down. Try not to touch the ground. If you want to modify it, you can always touch the ground. All right, we're going 10. You ready?
Go
1,
for it. 2,
3, and 10.
Lovely stuff.
All right, you ready to get more challenging?
Let's do it, my friend. Let's ramp it up.
Okay, so I'd like to call this air bikes. Get so flat on your back again. Hands behind your head, elbows flared out.
All right.
And all we're doing is extending one leg, reaching opposite knee, opposite elbow, and we're exchanging right there. So both sides counts as 1. We're gonna go 10.
Okay,
ready?
let's go for
elbows flared out, and let's go. 1,
2. Yeah, feel the burn already.
And 10. All right.
Lovely stuff. Good. Deep burn, my friend. Deep burn. I like it.
All right. So next up, I'd like to call this the plank twist. Okay, targeting the obliques again.
Okay.
So on the ground, in the plank position. Okay, all we're doing is we're rocking our hips side to side. Try and get your hips to touch the ground. All we're going is to the side and to the other side. All right, get that squeeze.
Nice.
Try and get those hips to touch the ground.
That's it. Very important with this one, not to let your hips sag, right?
Exactly.
Keep that low back engaged.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you can really feel that in the obliques especially.
Exactly. All right, let's do 2 more. 1, and lost 1, and 2.
Love it.
All right.
Listen, dude, I've got to ask you, we'll leave it there for now, but I mean, in terms of the structure, just to remind viewers once again, 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Per exercise.
5 exercise.
Yeah.
And 4 sets.
And then how much rest in between?
So try and have about 30 seconds because it's a high intensity workout. You want to get done and get the most out of it as quickly as possible.
I like it. You see, it becomes difficult after you. Listen, I've got a couple of flavors here for you. The new Energize Zero available in your lemon, lime, and ginger. We've got some strawberry and cucumber or the good old blueberry. Which one do you like?
Blueberry.
Nice.
All right.
I like
Probably need it.
Let's not throw it around. Thank you very much, my friend. And there we have it. Very important to keep yourself hydrated. Like I've said earlier on, even with at-home workouts, and the Energize you love is now available in a zero sugar option, giving you the dual electrolytes, and it helps you stay hydrated during physical activities by replenishing any lost electrolytes to keep you going. And like I said, 3 awesome flavors and zero sugar. It's a great way just to replenish once again. Make sure you're hydrated. Thank you very much, TJ.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for
Appreciate
having
it,
me.
my friend. I'll grab this lovely lemon and ginger lime. Cheers, my friend. That's lovely. Look, core work. Cheers. Don't overlook your core work, eh? That's the part that holds you upright.
Yeah.
And everything you do, every movement originates from that core as well, which is fantastic. So, competition time for you at home. Listen up, because there is one more Energize Zero hamper up for grabs this week. And to enter, very easy. Simply head on over to the competition post on Expresso's Facebook or Instagram pages and tell us what your go-to Energize Zero flavor is that fuels your workout. And then you just follow all the other instructions in that post as well. Everything is there for you. And this week competition closes at midday this Friday, the 9th of February. So get entering. And then furthermore, all entries over the 3 weeks will go into the one big pool where one lucky winner will be drawn on Friday, the 9th of February for a grand prize of a Fitbit Charge 6, and that's valued at 3,000 Rand. It's definitely going to help you step up your exercise game. Remember, T's and C's do apply, and you can find it on our website, expressoshow.com. TJ, you're a legend. Cheers, my friend.
How many excuses you're going to make?
0.
That's also the amount of sugar in the new Energize Zero sports drink. It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back one last time. Let's end on a high note. Doesn't get much higher than this. In fact, your Monday could end on the biggest winning note when you play today's daily lotto jackpot, estimated at 500,000 rand.
Bring it on, yes. And you can only win if you play. So there are many ways to play. Let me tell you how you can do it. You can buy your tickets now in-store on the nationallottery.co.za website. There's a mobile app, you've got cell phone banking, and then you can also simply dial *120 *7529# and follow the USSDs that follow.
Exactly. We're doing you a favor so you know exactly where to go and how to go about it. We have posted all of those details on our social media channels, so go check them out right now and get entering. It could just be your big payday, but only if you ponder, push up, play. So good luck to you at home. Someone has to win it. Might as well be you.
Could be you.
I feel like we're all winning this morning. Why? Because the Mzansi ballet outfit have blown us away with something truly phenomenal today. And we asked for one more performance from young Joshua Williams, who is exquisite. And he's about to close us out today with a performance of Ungana. Enjoy.
Say goodbye to nausea and cramps and say hello to delicious freedom with Nolax range of lactose-free milk and yogurt. Be free with lactose-free.
Another feel-good production.